नमस्कार, आदाब, गुड आफ्टरनून। न्यूज क्लिक और 420 ग्राम्स के सीधे प्रसारण में आप सबका स्वागत है। And for the third week in a row, we are joined by not one but two ex-India men's senior football team captains. The special guest on the show today, Gouramangi Singh, who joins us from Calcutta, where the Ileague second division is going to take off in just about a couple of weeks. And as of course, as with every Sunday, we have Renedy Singh, who's joining us from Imphal. Hi guys, what's up?
Hello, brother. Yeah.
Hi, Sid. Yeah.
Mangi, first question to you, brother, because I mean you're the new boy on the show. How are things? Yeah, you've made the trip from with Bangalore United to get settled, and get ready to start off the campaign for qualifying for the I-League next season. How is it going? How is the trip in? Tell us a little bit about how you guys are settling into the accommodation and everything over there in Calcutta.
Sid, it's the second day here. We came अभी क्या परसों आया था यहाँ पे ना कोलकाता, and so we are in the bio bubbles जो AFF का SOP जो protocols है that all the arriving team जो है they have to stay like indoor in house like for 4 days, and उसके बाद we will go through the again अपना RT-PCR का जो COVID-19 का फिर test, we'll start with that. So 4 days, everyone, all the team has to be in house, and then we can resume once we are clear with the test, then we will resume the training. So, but yeah, so far so good. I mean, nothing much. I mean, the second day, मतलब room पे यूं like I mean, not doing much. There's anything. So yeah, just we call this new normal, whatever job we have. So I think we are more or less slowly getting used to it and adapted to the new normal. So just looking forward. I mean, first game on 8, so just looking forward to it. अभी देखते हैं 2 दिन है खत्म करके फिर back to training and prepare for the first game.
So, Mike, tell us a little bit more about the SOPs and the protocol that you guys are following. Firstly, though, before you arrived in Calcutta and the team checked into the hotel, you had to go through 2 tests.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah. 10 day, minus 10 day before the travel that. So हम लोग को हो गया वहाँ पे. Then उसके बाद again 4 days minus the travel day. तो वो सब clear होने के बाद, then we are here now. So it's a little bit of, like I said again, I think the more you want to think it, उसको आप थोड़ा negative से देखिएगा तो it might be stressful for you, but I think it doesn't make any sense. I mean, everyone has to go through the whole process now. If you want to travel and if you want to be part of the tournament, it's a part of the process, and the SOP जो अपना protocol जो बनाया हुआ है AFF ने, I think which is all good for everyone. I mean, to make the tournament successful, that what they have been trying for the last couple of months. So हम लोग ने भी it's not मतलब I don't know, it's not fun. I mean, of course, like बार-बार आपको you have to go through every week. I mean, जो आपका test जो है ना फिर like throat, nose का जो RT-PCR का जो process, and you have to wait for the result because if once you go through a test, then you also feel like you're waiting. You want to know, okay, I'm fine.
Yeah, what's the result?
Fine. So एक थोड़ा mentally भी I think it's getting into your mind कि यार result आ रहा है ना. So. But I think more or less we are getting used to it. We are sort of adapted now. Like अभी तक, so we are here now in Kolkata, and like I said again, in another 2 days time we'll go through our first days. So artificial days जो है फिर करेंगे तो, I mean वही है, just going through the process.
And how's the team? How are the boys reacting to all of this, and how are they kind of settling in? Are they also, when you're in the hotel, are you at least being able to interact with each other, or are you completely sort of locked up in your own rooms and things like that?
Not completely locked. Of course, it's locked up to नहीं कह सकता. We cannot say it's fully locked up because you need to get say किसी का room से protein लेना है, whatever. I mean, you have to, but we have instructed the boys also, not like you all are sitting in one room and watching a match together, because I think वो नहीं करना चाहिए. So if you have to go to someone's room and get some stuff, you can do that, but let's be responsible as much as we can because we all are grown up. I mean, कोई हम लोग कोई school का college मतलब school का कोई team नहीं है. So let's be responsible because it's for on good. I mean, because वहाँ पे clearly लिखा है कि आपका तो roommate जो है, अगर roommate को अगर in case अगर touch wood होना नहीं चाहिए, अगर किसी को भी अगर positive हुआ तो, and you are out also at the same time. So I think calling out for each other, looking out for each other, I think that is what we from team management. So we've been very clear with the boys that just be responsible, look after yourself, because I think it's for our own self. At the same time, it's like helping each other, helping the team. So yeah, I mean, Tharasa, it's a little confined and sort of stuck in the room, but I think it's for a few more days. So ठीक है.
So food is provided in the room, Mangi, huh? Food is provided in the room. What kind of food is there? It's the same food, right? Are you guys happy with the food?
Yes, bhai, food is okay. Bhai, food जो है 4 दिन के लिए, I think after the 4th day, first days होने के बाद, we will have our own separate अपना buffet or whatever. I think we'll have a separate like for all the teams. But for now, because food are served in the room, so hotel का अपना service है, so who तो उनको जो responsibility दिया हुआ है. So food are very basic. Basic मतलब ठीक है. I mean, it's not but basic foods है. It's not bad also. And but they're taking care of us. So every time like morning breakfast के लिए वो अपना जो plate में बाहर ही रख देता है. So we meet them also. और lunch every 3-4 meals जो है दिन का. So they live घर का मतलब रूम का बाहर ही रख देता है. So it's a little like I said again, थोड़ा सा new normal जो बोल रहे हैं, थोड़ा हम लोग को trying to get used to this. बस रूम में ही अभी फिलहाल.
It's good, Siddharth, that these guys are very organized now. The food they are getting there, Mangi is saying that it's not a bad food, it's good food. Nutrition plays a very important role. Just before the tournament, they have got 8 is the first match.
Yeah.
So at least in our time, I know how if we stay far away from Calcutta, then I know what kind of food we used to eat in our days. So at least the second division players also, they're getting the right food. Of course, Richard Hood and Mangi, they're there, but I'm sure the other teams are also, all the young coaches, they also must be giving a lot of thoughts and importance on the nutrition, because they all want to, there is only one team qualifying, you said, right? So everyone, one team, So it's a big competition, even though it will be a class of all the young minds. The coaches are all young, and it will be a good thing to look forward to.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe we should a little bit. I guess most of the people who are watching will already know all of this. But there are 5 teams, and Mangi, please correct me if I'm getting any of the facts wrong, brother. But there are 5 teams in the fray. Of course, Bangalore United FC, for which Gouramangi Singh is the first team coach, along with Richard Hood, who's been on the show a couple of times earlier, also who came on the show and was talking about how you guys were preparing a little bit in the few weeks before in your facility, wherever you were in Bangalore, isolated. Then there's RIFC from Ahmedabad, there's Bhawanipur and Mohammedan Sporting, which are local clubs from Calcutta, and there's Garhwal FC from Delhi. These are the 5 clubs. Everyone, it's a round robin format. Everyone plays each other once. So which means every club gets 4 games, and the team that tops the table gets entry into next season of the Ileague. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So I mean, a little bit, Mangi, it's a bit like, I don't necessarily, maybe guinea pig is not the right word, but the AIFF and the organizers of the various leagues are looking at this as an experiment. So when you say that you have to be responsible and help your team out, you're also actually helping out all of the football structure in the country, because if there are problems with how the second division is run, or if people break the bubble and all those things kind of happen, then it'll impact also how the I-League will happen a few months down the road, and the ISL as well. So in that sense, this is like the first step. So what do you make of being sort of that experimental a part of that experiment, and how excited are you about competitive football, getting back into the whole thing of competitive football?
But I would like to focus more on the like after post lockdown. I mean, अपना जो qualifying जो I League qualifying है, this is the first official AIFF like organized tournament, and this is so important for the rest of the league or the tournament that's going to follow after this qualifying I League qualifying round, because I mean experimental sounds, I don't know, in a way it's not being negative, but I think this and ISL is coming. So anyway, because last year, because I League they got a winner, ISL they got a winner, so it was only the second division I League that the tournament couldn't complete. So we didn't have a winner who will take part in the upcoming I League for this season. Like this, अपना second division का जो teams जो है, so we need a winner. So we need to have this tournament. So AIFF, I think I would say it's a big step and a bold decision from the AIFF to like, okay, fine, we need to do this. So when we are here now, big, I think government as well, like to support. I mean, to AIFF when they reach out to the state that we want to have this tournament here, because it's not easy. Because again, considering the situation that we are in, even at one point, even Bangalore and Karnataka was considered to host a tournament, but it didn't happen there again for whatever reason it is. But now we are here, and but like I said again, we all been sitting home for the last during the lockdown 5, 6, 7 months, and it wasn't fun. Like Bhai bhi bol raha tha ki, 5 it's tough. I think not all for all of that was not much happening, and finally more than happy to finally back on the pitch. I mean, more than for I think for the coaches, I think at least to get in the morning, go out, train, be part of the group, and just do what we like or what we love doing the most. उसे I think there was hope that यहाँ से और continue हो जाए. And what AIFF trying to do is they are like taking every, I think, preventive measures that they can, like all this SOP because on baat kar raha hai. I think they have not just taking the points, but I think also the शाम को यहाँ पे when I arrived, can we pull off? I'm talking about because this, I mean, COVID ka, there's always back in the mind is going on ki I hope the travel was safe for all of us, for the team. So यहाँ पे आने के बाद I think we have a separate entry to the hotel क्योंकि we are staying in the Hyatt by बाजू में जो है, because Hyatt का जो first floor में they have this main entrance, but we don't get in there. We side पे नीचे वाला जो अपना ballroom का वहाँ से we have a separate entry for the team. So सब team को अलग-अलग floor पे so at least I'm happy like what they are trying to do. I know there might be a few areas which we still need to improve, but still काफी चीज where they have their manpower on the floor, on its floor, अपना liaison officers low, like at least they are trying everything they can. So I just hope the tournament more than yes we need eventually we are here to at least try to win as many matches possible, and because we want to win as well like any other 4 teams, but because for the football in the larger picture, larger perspective में देखेगा तो this is important. This tournament is so important, more than whether I don't know experimental sound like. So yeah, tournament said there will be a winner that will play in the I-League. So we are the first group of teams.
I think और कुछ होना हो भाई एक
the AIFF is trying to host this tournament. Hello.
Your internet is not great, unfortunately. So one of the things you can tell the liaison officer on your floor is कि भाई थोड़ा Wi-Fi का कुछ करें, because if you are going to be spending a few weeks now, or maybe about a month even in that hotel, you probably will need a little better internet connectivity
अरे सॉरी भाई, ये वही AIFF को नहीं, ये मेरा फोन से किया हूँ भाई, सॉरी.
No, but all Mangi, all the teams are staying in the same hotel or different hotels?
Yes, भाई, सब सभी 500 टीम होटल हयात में किया.
And where are you guys playing, in Salt Lake?
Yes, we are playing 2 matches in Salt Lake. 4 मैच में, 2 मैच Salt Lake में खेल रहा हूँ, 2 मैच in Kalyani.
That. Oh, hello. Oh, okay.
Hello.
Rose Auntie is here. Okay. Yeah.
Hello,
so,
sir.
Hello. Yeah. So the 2 matches in Salt Lake and 2 matches in Kalyani, which will you have to travel what, another 2 hours from there?
Yeah, I think
Kalyani is
more or less 2
It's good. It's good that at least you guys are put up in Hyatt, so good food, good stay, and recovery, everything is there. So I think it will be great for the players. So yeah, of course they have to take all the precautionary.
Yeah, I think just more concern is for the safety wala, so everyone everyone just arriving, and the travel part because we all are in a bio bubbles in our particular place training, and the travel I think the exposure that we had whatever in the travel, few hours of travel that we had, so yeah, that concern is always back in the mind, because ek ko ho gaya to, like I said again, the roommates.
Well, I can totally understand what the players must be going through. Recently I had a COVID test, and in that pregnancy test kit, and 15 minutes you're waiting for that. It's like positive, negative. So I can just imagine that I'm sure there are 20, 23 or 24 players traveling together along with the officials. So everything mentally you have to maintain all those protocol. But they will get used to it. Once they get used to it, players will be fine. Of course, these first few days, Mangi said 2 days and 2 more days inside the room. Yeah. And then things will get fine sooner. And the tough thing is, I feel it's like a tournament. And whatever we may say, of course, Gouramangi and Richard Hood, they have been preparing really well before the COVID, since last year. As far as I have seen on Instagram or social media and stuff, they were quite organized. But the sad part is, for last 5 months, even though they were organized, they must be giving all the training sessions to do at home. But I'm not sure that they have got enough time. But the other teams are also right. But then for people who are organized enough to have that thing going, I think it's a big challenge.
I think more so. Firstly, good afternoon to everyone. Also, since we've been talking about Mangi, भाई मैं Mangi के Instagram पे गया था भाई, और Mangi क्या चीजें कर रहा है भाई जिम में. I was like, whoa, bro, is he playing or is he coaching? There was some stuff you were doing, bro. You were hanging on to the stuff and you were jumping up and down. पता नहीं क्या हो रहा था. And यहाँ पे मैं 15 push-up लगा के आया था. I was very happy, bro.
And he's giving those ones also, na, ki I'm trying to keep up with the boys in their functional training.
It's a tournament. It's a tournament. If the stoppers are not playing great, you can always come in for 30-40 minutes to show the example. Bhai, abhi bhi hai. If I was just reading the article on Joaquim, who was a Real Betis player, 39 and still going, boss. 39. And he's still playing in top league. So you just imagine, and Mangi, you can sign at least second division. It will help, like Baichung did in second division once. There he played.
भाई जो कर रहा था Instagram के लिए ठीक था भाई, मतलब
भाई Mangi, they're not paying you enough to play, na?
No, they have to pay. They are just paying for the coaching or his experience. But then they should pay double for coaching and playing.
Any day, third former India captain. Why not? 100%. Mangi, it's good to see you, brother. And good to have you with us.
बताता हूँ भाई, वेंकी को अभी लास्ट वीक मिला ना भाई, मैंने बोला भाई थोड़ा मेरा भी थोड़ा देखना भाई, मे बी शायद आएगा.
भाई उनको तो दिक्कत हो रहा है, क्या पता.
तो मैंने बोला भाई मेरे को भी देखो भाई, I'm really working hard. बोला भाई तू मेरा नजदीक में आके क्यों करता है, like push up वगैरह. मैं बोला तुमको वापस नहीं लेगा. मैं वो नहीं बोल रहा हूँ भाई.
But Mangi, because Renedy bhai was talking about it, so you reckon because see at the end of the day, जो सब लोग आ रहे हैं tournament में, सबको ये pandemic हुआ है, सबको impact हुआ है. It's only those people जो वो 1-2% घर पे काम किया, structured तरीके से काम किया. You suppose that will have an impact because छोटा tournament है, so you have to start strong. There is nowhere where you can even think of saying कि अच्छा थोड़ा अभी गाड़ी ढीली हो सकती है.
4 ही मैच हैं, so yeah.
चार ही मैच हैं, so basically that that error percentage is basically zero, close to zero, you would say.
Yeah. So why, I don't know. I mean, because I think it doesn't make any sense to really think or lose your sleep, like कि दूसरा team क्या कर रहा है, because that is less of our concern, because that's not in our control. So हमारे control में था, जैसा आप बोला कि at least we try to send out programs like before we start the like a pre-season. But saying that it was so tough for all of us, for the staff also, because we didn't know कब start होगा pre-season, because एक तो permissions government का इधर का उधर का कब tournament start हो रहे, so we didn't know it all. So it was tough, but anyway, chalo, like I said again, I think we all are back on the ground. Training start ho gaya, and the whatever, like maybe not the 100% how we want the preseason to go. Said agar hua nahi hua, we don't want to break our mind there. Jo bhi hua, because we're in Kolkata. I think next 2 weeks time, I think we have the first match, and looking forward, because the stake is so high. I mean, you have 4 matches. If you can top the group, you are straight to the Ileague. And I think it's for everyone. So I think it's a fair playing ground, and that is what we are looking, honestly speaking. Just focusing on ourselves as much as we can, and देखते हैं क्या होता है फिर वो 19 को पता चलेगा अभी आगे जाके.
Whatever we may say, 4 match, it will be a tough match, but I know that Mangi and Richard Wood, they are really organized, but those other coaches, I know them really, really well. If you talk about Vikas,
देखो भाई, sorry भाई, हाँ, just sorry to interrupt, but ये because आजकल ये COVID situation में नए rules चल रहे हैं ना, 5 substitute allowed हैं, तो हमारे यहाँ भी ऐसा ही कुछ चल रहा है. एक और जनाब आ गए हैं.
Okay. Welcome.
Ishfaq is also.
Hello. Thank you guys. Mangi, good to see you. Mangi, really good to see you. All the best, bhai. I hope you guys get.
भाई हम लोग को नहीं है भाई, हम लोग को दे दो भाई, हम लोग को भी तो.
Okay. So
हाँ जी Renedy भाई.
Sorry, Renedy.
So what we said, we were talking about the organization, but then of course, yes, Richard Wood and Mangi are quite organized. I can understand, but the others like Vikas, who is for Garhwal FC, we know them. We did a license together. Yan Lo, who is my junior, and he have done well with Minerva, with Mohammedan Sporting, with such a big history. Yeah. And Gouramangi, who he was when he was in Chennai, and if I'm not wrong, he was the assistant. Vivek
Nagul.
What's that?
Vivek Nagul. Yeah.
Vivek Nagul was Gouramangi's first assistant coach in Chennai, I feel. Yeah, Mangi.
Yeah.
So even RIFC, no team is bad that way. And my friend who I played for a long time, Sankarlal Chakrabarti, who was my captain, who was the coach of East Bengal Mohan Bagan team with so much of experience. So it will be a really tough one, and I'm really looking forward. It will be nice to see, for the first time, second division, we are giving so much importance, because all these young coaches who are trying to break in through, to be the best, and organization-wise, those guys are also really, really good. And I could see in Garhwal FC, Baichung Bhutia Football School logo there. So I could see Baichung's, the whole staff, most of the staffs are in Garhwal FC. So I'm sure they're also thinking that to give a best fight, and Sankarlal to be the home team, you should never take it easy. Home team is always difficult. Whatever, like we said, when we play against Syria is way ahead of us, but at home. So the Sankarlal, I'm sure, with all this respect to the new coaches, whatever the formation, whatever game style they were ready, they were trying to play. I don't know if the young second division players are ready to cope up with their system. So playing tournament and playing league is two different things. One bad match and they have to change the whole style of the game. So it's going to be a tough one and interesting one. Yeah, but of course, Mangi, like you said, he can only, as a coach now, he can only concentrate on his team, which is all right. But for us, watching from outside,
this
will be a very good, I'm sure. Are they showing live? If they are showing live,
so I was just going to bring up this point that the AFF has put out a feeler to ask broadcasters to come in with a proposal to broadcast the game. So
5 days before the tournament.
Well, you know how it is, man. That's how it is every time.
यो कौन सा broadcaster आएगा 5 दिन पहले ऐसे? I think online ही होगा जो भी होगा.
Yeah, but wherever. If
No, anywhere.
if you
Yeah,
watch,
even if it's
can
online. I mean,
it will be interesting.
Because I think the whole point is that for the first time across the country, the entire football community is really, really interested in what's going on in the Ileague second division.
Yeah.
Maybe prior to this, it was something that only the people who could have qualified were really concerned with, or of course those who were involved with the teams. But but in this season, I think everyone's going to be really closely following what's happening on the field, off the field, all of it. Because of all of the reasons that in fact Renedy, you pointed out, man, all the coaches that are in the mix, also the quality of players that that you have, at Bangalore United, you have players who have experience in the Ileague, some who have also been associated with ISL clubs. You have a foreign striker who's been a under 17, under 20 World Cup player. So there's a high standard of overall competition going on, I think. So it'll also give जो बाहर बैठे हैं हमारे जैसे लोग, or the I-League teams that are looking at what's happening in the second division, it'll also give them a chance to look at some of, not just the coaches, but also some of the younger players who are trying to make an impact. So I think it'll be interesting from that perspective also.
Even for the ISL, I don't know if Ishfaq has already done the signing of all the players, but then from second division, they can still have a look. You never know, young players, one or two players.
कितना देख रहे हो आप लोग, देख रहे हो क्या from a Blasters point of view कि निगरानी रखनी है इस पे?
No, actually, we were supposed to send people. In fact, I was earlier we had planned कि मैं खुद जाऊं देखने के लिए. I'm very excited. I want to see actually how Mangi's team will do also. I'm very excited about their team. They have good young players.
अरे sorry to interrupt भाई शादी मुबारक भाई, चुपचाप
He gets all the information from, we have a very close kind of younger brother of mine playing in his team, Asrar Rahbar. So I think he gets all the घर वाली बात तक पहुंच जाती है उनके पास. So they are really good team, like I'm really happy Richard and Mangi, because he's my younger brother only, and I heard a lot of good things. When you hear good things about players, from players, about coaches, it's really really good, pleasing, like जब हम भी player होते थे तो कोई एक अच्छा, जैसे रेनेडी भाई या मंगी, कोई भी जो नेशनल टीम में खेला था बॉब के टाइम पे, and they talk really good about him, and which is always a good feeling, like all coaches, as Renedy bhai said, all coaches are good coaches, young, like want to hungry for opportunity, and this might be the right opportunity for them. But like it's so important that coaches have that ability to players, to motivate them and make them play for them. Then they give sometimes, what they are capable of, they go a little bit extra bit than that, and they become stars. Once you are comfortable with coach, once you like coach, and then all of a sudden you feel for a coach, and you give like whole lot of different kind of effort you put in a team, and you become leader, you become motivator as a player also. And I think Bangalore United has that fantastic two coaches in form of Richard and Mangi. I know most of his players, and they are really well motivated. As Renedy bhai said, it will be a very close affair. I think yes, one match can change everything, because there are only few teams. They have their own strategy. I wish them all the best. We know all the coaches. We know Jan also. He did A license, by the way, with me. So he's also very good tactically, very strong. And Shankarlal has already experience. And then Vivek sir is there. Because Vivek, they are also there. So it's going to be tough. I think I think one match will decide it. Like I wish Mangi all the best, and
Thank you, bye.
I am not against anyone, but I'll be happy, really happy, if they will qualify.
So who will you support? Who will you support, brother? As you have already mentioned that one of your brother, Ghar Ka neighbor, is playing for Mangi's team.
Sir,
I think
Mangi's team.
if Sankarlal is watching, this, Sankarlal will say that हम भी तो कश्मीर का लेना चाहिए था फिर.
भाई Mangi मेरे साथ डेम्पो में भी था. Mangi
ठीक है.
सर
लेकिन
शंकरलाल ने ऑलरेडी मोहन बागान में था भाई. अभी मंगी को भी थोड़ा चांस मिलना चाहिए. मंगी को भी थोड़ा चांस मिलना चाहिए. मंगी भी ऊपर जाना चाहिए भाई.
मंगी और रिचर्ड वुड.
ऑफ कोर्स यान ने भी ऑलरेडी आई लीग में किया है कोचिंग. मुझे लगता है कि जितना मंगी ने let me take you back. All the other teams, I don't know how they have been working, but I have been following Bengaluru United from quite long. They did a very good preseason before season started. They did really well in Karnataka League also, and bringing unknown players, young players, and preparing them, and now they are performing. I congratulate coaching staff for them, and maybe their management also trusting the coaches, and they are now like a really solid team, and they are playing good football, because I have seen their matches videos, because I have been receiving some of the videos from agents and the players who have been performing well. I am personally interested in Asrar to see his development. He has been doing quite well under them. Maybe Mangi can tell more, but they have that thing like a second division. None of the second division team earlier had, or I'm not.
What is that thing, sir? What is that thing? What do you mean by that?
A proper preseason, a proper planning, and even when there was a COVID season, they were following their players. What are they doing? What they are not doing? That's really good to see from a second division I-League team.
But I feel Ishfaq, what I feel is even Garhwal FC may be a big surprise if you see.
Why Renedy भाई दिल्ली के टीमों ने कुछ किया नहीं है Renedy भाई, but अभी तक जिंदगी में मैं जितना मैं जानता हूँ.
हाँ ठीक है.
But why as in, is there makeup Delhi based players Renedy भाई, or is it बाहर के लड़के? क्योंकि अक्सर दिल्ली के जब वो बाहर के लड़के लाते हैं to do well in the national level.
Yeah, but I'm sure they are promoting academy players भी हो सकता है मेरे chances, और Delhi का nearby places और nearby states से होगा जरूर, but why I'm saying is Delhi का team ने successful नहीं रहा है in qualifying round, which for many years, and I know that. But why? As I did a course together, this Vikas it's a very serious coach. He's very, even Yanlo the same. And the big surprise will also be, I was just looking just as I got to know that we will be talking on this. I was just looking at RIFC. RIFC beat some Mumbai City Reserve or something on the video. But if you see, they are not that bad also. With all the experience from Vivek, he must be trying hard. But yes, like I said, Mangi and all had a very good training for many months before the pandemic. But the thing is, they also have not that, even though they have been giving all the training exercises, so it's not going to be easy. And just we shouldn't forget that this is a tournament. This is not a league. If there is a league, we will come to know whatever hard work Mangi and all put, they can bear the fruit. But now this is anyone's game. The Sankarlal will be thinking, a tournament. Playing tournament is never easy. That's why we see yesterday, if you see Chelsea drew 3-3. Lost to the weakest side 3-0, and if you see the cup, the League Cup and all, the first division team or the English Premier League team lose 2-0 sometimes. So tournament is always difficult one to play.
Mangi, just from, I don't want you to reveal what your plans are on the field, but in terms of what are you, because Renedy bhai ne abhi bataya tournament hai, are you expecting that pehle apne aap ko bachao kind of tactics, and then mostly counter attack पे खेलने वाला game होने वाला है, because purely आपके पास time नहीं है league वाले यहाँ पे, so you want to save yourself first, that error percentage you want to cut off of not conceding, and then of course you go and do whatever you are.
Arjun, Mangi is thinking ये हम आज क्यों आया So आप बोल रहे हैं हम tactical में नहीं जा रहे and you are नहीं है लेकिन जा रहे हैं.
मैं late आया, sorry. Okay, no tactics. Mangi, tell us about your jersey, yaar. Why red colored jersey?
Well, let's ask Mangi how is he feeling about his team, because he has played all the level. You know, like Mangi, you know, like it's gonna be like similar like Federation Cup how we used to play.
Yeah.
भाई एक मैच हार गया तो बहुत प्रेशर आता है, एक मैच जीत गया तो all of a sudden you become favorite. So how do you feel?
Honestly speaking, bhai, I think we are fine. I mean, we're happy with the preparation that we had. I think say about 4 weeks that we got ourselves. So I think we are happy with that. And at the same time, to be honest, not because you both are here, but you know, it's good. I mean, I think I got here at the right time. I mean, Renedy bhai ke saath काफी time se baat nahi hua. I mean, like, you know, talking purely football, and you know, Ishfaq bhai ke baat, you know, because you guys had the experience for so many years, and just hearing out from you guys at least importance, you know, the pros and cons about going into a tournament, difficulty. So you know, it's a kind of a reminder for me. It's not that हम लोग सोच नहीं रहे थे इसके बारे में. Yes, we are thinking about it, but at the same time, you know, coming from you both also makes me again think like, you know, that am I or we are, you know, are we missing out anything on at least by result? As we all know how much we prepare. Well, we prepare. There's no guarantee that we're going to win, or you know, कोई guarantee नहीं है. But at least जितना, you know, हमारे side से जितना भी prepare कर सकता है. So it's good, bhai. I think we have done what we can do. I think the boys are very much, because the boys that we had, I think bhai ने भी बताया था कि the squad that we have, I think it's a average जो age है, I think 20-24 का है. There's only few of them who are like in their late 20s, or one or two, one only just 30, 32, 33, and a few of them are all at 6, 17, 18 from academy का भी 2-3 लड़का भी आया हुआ यहाँ पे. So we got like 25 boys. We just wanted to come the entire team because we've been training together. So I think I told them, I think because there's no pressure as such that you have to, yes, we want to win, but ऐसा नहीं कि I don't want them to go into any game or any match thinking कि यार मेरे को जीतना है. Yes, we have to win, but I think for them it's a platform, it's an opportunity, because every game, every training session is an opportunity for every one of us as individuals to grow, to get better, and if you can help to in the team win. So इनको वही बताया गया कि, you know, just play for yourself. You are playing for a future, you know. So, and we are here to.
We lost your audio, Mangi.
Hear me?
Yeah, we got you again.
Yeah. So भाई बस वही बता रहा था कि लड़का लोग को वही बताया कि I think it's a good opportunity for them also. It's a good platform, you know, for their career. आगे, you know, whoever, because we have few boys who are on a short-term contract maybe. There's you know, some boys who came from the ISL reserve, say, you know, a couple of boys have, you know, that already being part of the Ileague clubs. So it's an opportunity for all of us, not just for the players, but for the staff, for the club. So we are very much looking forward. Like I said again, we are very much, we're happy with what we have got the 4 weeks at least whatever. ये डर था कि हमको, क्योंकि 5 months lockdown की वजह से no one was doing much physically outdoor. So you know, I think as everyone all over the world, like, you know, football community में ये डर था कि वो लोग किस you know, condition में आएंगे. So that was our fear also कि we shouldn't be overtraining them, या तो उनको overwork कराना चाहिए, नहीं करना चाहिए. So there was a concern, but I think somehow we got into sports school करके जो you know, in Bangalore, and we just got time at least 4 weeks to, you know, together just with ourselves, and I think that was a big help. So not maybe 100% and not maybe the ideal preparation, but still, like I said again, just we're happy and just looking forward to the first game.
Yeah, I think in that sense, you guys, and of course we can't discount. We're not talking about Mohammedan Sporting. I mean, just to be unbiased, I know Mangi is here on the show, but Mohammedan Sporting would probably be considered the favorites for this tournament, and of course the fact that it's happening in Calcutta, so they've been able to assemble and have a bit of a pre-season camp in Calcutta itself. So these two teams from the outside appear to be the best prepared for the tournament that's to come, right?
Yeah, Siddhant, if you say tournament, anyone can. Okay.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
Garwal was be saying, Ara will be just thinking the same thing. But if we talk about Mohammedan,
fair enough.
If we talk about Mohammedan, they have signed some good players. Subhash Singh, who have played for the national team, who have played for Neroka. You know, he have signed recently for Mohammedan, and Mohammedan have signed some good name players. You know, which they always, even Ishfaq, who is an ex Mohammedan player. Ishfaq has played for all the 3 teams.
Yeah.
Very good. And I want him to coach all the ISL team also, Ishfaq. No, no, but having said that, you know, the Mohammedan team is also will be a tough one. It also will be a tough one because they have been preparing well. Also, I have seen they are preparing for last 1 month or so. And Jan Lo is a young coach. At the same time, and Sankarlal, I don't know, we didn't see about Bhawanipur much, but Bhawanipur is also, they have got a big history also, even though playing in Calcutta League for many years.
Yeah.
And they won't be that bad either. If you see Bhawanipur in Calcutta League, they have not done that bad.
No, they
has
did,
done well.
Yeah.
They did quite
well.
well.
They had a very good
Saran
season.
Singh, our player Saran Singh from Manipur was also
Saran
there
Singh.
playing for was ex Mohan Bagan and ex Churchill, who with Mangi and all who have played. So it's interesting.
Yeah, but
Mangi,
I mean, knowing all the coaches also. I mean, we don't. I don't know. I mean, we don't know much about how they have been preparing because you know, everyone had challenges in the first couple of weeks because of a lot of things, particularly because of the COVID situation that we are in. But like I said again, it's a great platform for all of us, I guess, for the 5 teams. I mean, not being diplomatic here, but like I said again, tournament hai, kuch bhi ho sakta hai. You might come.
So, Mangi, do you think that the playing first match, whoever is playing the first match, will be advantage then to others?
No, I don't think so. Why? Because we are playing back to back, like so I think everyone got a fair fixture. Like हम लोग को वही कि first 3 matches is going to be hard for us because we play first match, second match. Between there's only 2 days break.
2 days break.
So 2 days break. So third match तक तो हम लोग को भी थोड़ा सा I mean, like the legs will be heavy. I mean, by the time. So ये सब I think सब team का रहेगा. So I mean, should we focus on that or just focus on whatever is on. Heavy, so
Mangi, I wanted to ask you. So, abhi IPL has also started, and along with the IPL, अब वो लोग तो मोटे waistlines लेके आए हैं खेलने के लिए. मतलब सब रमेश पवार बन गए वहाँ पे. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा अगर आप देखो. But हो क्या रहा है? If you've noticed in this first week of the IPL, there are a lot of muscle injuries happening.
Yeah.
बंदे गिर रहे हैं, shoulder dislocate हो रहा है. Some hamstrings are going. Right? These are all because you haven't played competitive cricket and you suddenly come in and you've tried replicating the intensity of what you used to play prior to lockdown.
Yeah.
So is this something that you guys have taken into consideration given the nature of football? You might be facing that?
I mean, when it comes to those by fat composition, whatever body composition का जो बात करता है, तो in the second day हम लोगों ने अपना एक टेस्ट किया था, एक टेस्ट जो है full body अपना fat composition का. And so I think after 3 weeks again we did again. So like I said, there were a couple of boys who we are not very happy with because we sent out like a couple of 2-3 हफ्ता पहले sent out किया था program. I think they came like they took it a bit easy. I would put it. Yeah. So either it's a fat composition, whatever जो we have full entire body का. So we are not happy, but they work hard like in 2-3 weeks time, and they shed a couple of weight speed.
Mangi, but nothing replaces match. Match training.
I think
match.
it's impossible.
Did you guys manage to play any match?
Bhai, yes, it was not a very, I don't know, not very competitive. Competitive. Luckily, let's put it this way. I think thank you. I mean, to all credit goes to Venki Bhai. So what happened was he was training all this Bangalore का जितना Ileague ISL club. Then अपना सुनील भी था, थोड़ा वो भी practice कर रहा था. Then later on this couple of boys like अपना उड़ान लोग भी आ गया था थोड़ा. So I think we got to play like as a practice, not very competitive because they were also not in the very top condition में नहीं था. फिर भी I think we got to play at least 90 minutes खेलने को मिला था हम लोग को इनके साथ. So आपस में. So I think that was a help. Even though we had this our inter squad का तो होता था, 1-2 match होता था, but जो बाहर का लोग से
but that is really good भाई. अगर even वो जो भी हुआ उनके साथ their level is really high. अगर वो player थे वहाँ पे, मुझे नहीं लगता कि बाकी teams को मैचेस मिले होंगे, क्योंकि I think that really counts, that at least थोड़ा बहुत कॉन्फिडेंस तो प्लेयर लोग को मिला ही होगा.
Yeah, थोड़ा बहुत तो भाई, I think, I'm sure भाई, क्योंकि it was difficult, there was no team training there, so I think because some of the ISL and I-League players, they're also looking or preparing to get back for the pre-season, so there were like few of them. जैसे अभी सुनील भी पूरा 90 minutes खेल के गया था, so at least we got to play this, at least 2 sort of practice matches, not like a very competitive ज़्यादा नहीं होने से भी. But it was fun. I think we, more than them, I think we benefited. I guess so. So ठीक है, that's why I said भाई जो भी है ठीक है. I mean just looking forward now. I think matches आ रहा है अभी, so yeah.
Fair enough. Pandit, you want to go to, since you're back in the hot seat, you want to go to some of the questions and other things that people are coming in? That's one. And
observation आई है.
And secondly, please ask. मैं ही बोल देता हूँ. Please ask क्या? All these people जो मतलब relentlessly type किए जा रहे हैं, या तो ईस्ट बंगाल के बारे में, या अर्जुन पंडित कहाँ है, आ गया भाई.
वो बंद हो गया.
हाँ,
वो बंद हो गया.
So please also like the video, subscribe to the channel and do all of that.
कर दी ना यूट्यूबर वाली बात भाई. हाँ, निकाल दिया हाथ कटोरे को लेकर, 5 रुपए दे दो.
तो जो मैं बोलूंगा नहीं आप कहाँ घूम के आए हैं, लेकिन ये सब करने के लिए यूट्यूबर मतलब हाथ फैलाने पड़ते हैं.
ठीक है भाई, love you for that. But before I take a question, can I talk tactics with Renedy bhai at least and Ishfaq as to how you would approach this tournament as a coach? That's all I'm asking. Mangi, is that fine? We're not trying to understand what.
I want to hear more from them. By honestly speaking, may ask. I just want to listen because.
ठीक है.
I know it will be good for me. Yeah, honestly.
Renedy bhai,
that's what I do every Sunday. भाई मैं आके बैठ जाता हूँ बस.
Renedy bhai, what would your approach be in a tournament like this, where कि कम खेल के भी आए हो, प्री सीजन भी कम है, और 4 मुकाबले हैं? What would be safety first approach, फिर counter कैसे खेलोगे आप?
See now, first, if I am in Mangi's position or Bengaluru FC's position, if you see that, I know what my players, I need to know what type of game my players can play. I need to know their quality first. ये लोग high press कर सकता है कि ये लोग defending में, counter attack में अच्छा है कि नहीं. So I need to know, as a coach, I need to know what is my players' ability first. After that, I decide, and it's an unknown. For me, it's an unknown teams which I'll be playing against, because they don't get to meet each other, every month or every year. So of course, yes, approach तो रहेगा, थोड़ा safety approach रहेगा, but at the same time, like Ishfaq was talking about, first match or first 15 or 20 minutes will open up. We'll have an idea of both the coaches. First 15-20 minutes, it may be a crazy affair when you 2 unknown team play. And then suppose right from the start, if Mangi and all are used to high pressing, of course they will do what they are good at. So there are 2 things, there are 2 types of game. If you see any game like Bayern Munich, the coach said, I will not defend like parking the bus, whatever. If we lose, we play same style of game. Whoever it may be Barcelona, it may be any team, and they click. And the same Simone will say, whoever it may come, then we will defend deep and go on counter attack. So the coaches has got different ideas, but they know the opponents. But at least in this Mangi's and this league or this tournament, it's very unknown. Not many players know that. Players couldn't gel properly in many other teams. So I think first 15 or 20 minutes, it's where you will be able, as a coach, you will be able to know where you are, where you should work on, how you should play. But at the same time, working for last 6-7 months or 1 year, I'm sure Mangi and all have an idea how they play. They do a press high, they do press mid, or they play compact defense. So yes, safety has to be there because it's a tournament. I'm sure one bad match can change the whole playing style. आप जितना भी चाहे playing style change कर सकता है. Because like I said, I'm as a coach, I would prefer playing a league because you still have a time if you do mistake also to recover. And यहाँ में कोई recover का scene नहीं है.
सही बात है. इशफाक, वही तो ना, that's my point कि मतलब आप you can come with your preconceived notions कि this is what works for us, but eventually as the tournament goes on, the fact that Barcelona, Atletico Madrid and all are not chasing for promotion. यहाँ you're chasing promotion. कि अपने को पहुंचना है वहां पे, बाय हुक और बाय क्रुक, चाहे कुछ भी हो जाए। फिर एक बारी वहां पहुंच जाएंगे ऊपर तो फिर आराम से अब मजे करेंगे, मौजे करेंगे और क्या।
True, bhai. As Renedy bhai already mentioned, this is a tournament. I will break this into not 4 matches, but 8 hurdles, like each half. I will because these are. I will take each half because this is a tournament, and you take them as an first 45 minutes. For example, first match of the tournament, we don't know how is the opponent.
Yeah.
And how they're going to play. So let's negotiate first 45 minutes. Within 10-15 minutes, as Renedy Bhai has explained, you will come to know their weakness. Almost you will come to know how they are approaching. And then you can change while we are taking coaching, coach on the go, like you can do that. And then in second half, you can come with a better strategy also. But I think one of the most important thing will be you knowing your opponent, which Renedy Bhai told you that if I get to know about my opponent, I will be obviously knowing my team, what are my strengths and who is where, which player will sign, which player will score, and how we are most likely to score the goals. So that's about my team. But the moment, the faster I come to know about opponents, then it will become easier for me. But definitely to break into not into full matches, negotiate. If maybe for example we said Mohammedan will be one of the strongest team, they have good, maybe we need to see that match through, like maybe we need to negotiate that, because when in this close affair, if you get a draw, then it's a disadvantage for both, or sometimes it's a 1 point makes huge difference for you if you have already won a previous first match.
Yeah,
then everything changes, because then the nerves also comes. But I don't think Mohammedan, because no fans are allowed, so I think it will be all about how coaches are motivating. And the second part which Renedy mentioned, like recovery, I think that's going to be really big point, like how you will recover.
If you Ishfaq, if I was going to say that, as a coach, I don't know how, but like Mangi and all had enough time, okay, barring the pandemic, but other teams, I don't know if they have got that much time to train. But if we have enough time, I'm sure they must be doing saying, what if we are losing, what type of formations do we play? What if we are playing draw, what type of formation we play? Or if we are winning, so all the big coaches and all the good teams, or if we are working with the academy, knowing the players' abilities, then we should be able to tell the players that, like Ishfaq just mentioned, coach on a go. Coach on a go is like, if you're working 5-6 months with the team, you can change in the 90 minutes, you can change 3 or 4 times the playing style of the game,
depending
according
on the match
to the
scenario.
situation. According to the situation. But have we reached that level right now? All due respect to them, except of course Mangi is there, I'm sure, like, because he's also a sensible guy, and Richard Wood, who have traveled all around the world learning football, he has got good experience. So I feel this is the challenge that we players, in our time, कोई नहीं, जान दे दो, चला जाओ, जान दे दो, खेलो 90 minutes, and then वो अपना experience खेला था, individual qualities, a player like I am Bijen एक goal कर देगा, those are the days. But now what we are talking about, tactical is last 6-7 months what they have worked, and then you have to show all the playing styles, because ये लोग class भी चल रहा होगा, अगर I'm sure 15-20 minute class in 3 or 4 days, they must be teaching the same. So if they can work into it, they are all sensible coach. Let's see.
If I can just jump in really quickly, the thing is that because of the unique circumstances in which this tournament is happening, also Ishfaq, you're saying that, like, as a coach, I know my team, but I don't really know my team, because my team hasn't been involved in a match scenario in a long time, So how my team will react, or how my team will perform when it comes down to getting on the pitch, I'm not entirely certain of that. So it will take coaches some time to, I think, figure out that as well. And my question here is for all of you guys. I understand that if they were to do this, there would be many problems that would be created, because then the amount of time that you would have to spend in the bubble would be more, and therefore the expenses are more and all of that. But अभी जो आपने 4-5 टीमें इकट्ठा की हुई हैं कलकत्ता में, आपके पास एक ऑप्शन शायद रहा होगा या नहीं रहा होगा, I don't know if there were any conversations about this, to give some time for at least you guys amongst yourselves to maybe play one odd friendly match before the actual tournament begins, so that you can also, in the long-term interest of the players, to kind of ease them into the intensity of competitive football, you know, to avoid injuries unnecessarily, all of those things. So जैसे for example, because पंडित क्रिकेट की बात कर रहा था, तो जैसे जब क्रिकेट वर्ल्ड कप होता है,
बड़ा स्पोर्ट है
हाँ, तो जब क्रिकेट वर्ल्ड कप होता है, वो पहले जाते हैं 1 महीना पहले टू एक्लाइमेटाइज टू द कंडीशंस, वही टीमें आपस में 1-2 वार्म अप मैचेस खेलते हैं, वो सब करते हैं ड्रामाबाजी, राइट? सो डू यू थिंक that was something that could have been looked at, or was it looked at all?
Can I just add to that? Because as much as we want to, you know, talk about the warm up matches cricket का, तो यहाँ पे warm up matches नहीं हो रहा है, because
नहीं हो रहा है, हाँ,
bubbles में कोई no one will be allowed. ये अपना, you know, so it will be just us, staff, and the whatever from the officials. So
नहीं, but आप 5 टीमें तो है ना बबल में, तो वही 5 टीमें आपस में खेल सकती हैं ना?
नहीं भाई, नहीं
But then they should agree also. They should agree also.
No,
The
that's why I'm
teams should
asking.
know.
Was there any conversation about it? Was it discussed at all? Did you guys say no? We don't want to play.
See, one thing is there. Say, for me, if I am confident on my team, for example, if I have worked enough, I'm a coach who believes in my team. I think that if I play with all these teams, you know, like, then I will be little bit. They will know my style and everything, because it's just 4 matches. I would like to keep, if I'm confident, I want to keep my surprise for that particular match, because even if I get 1 or 2 wins, you are almost, I'm saying, you get 2 wins, you are almost through.
Yeah, maybe
true.
Right, I guess.
True. Yeah, but playing a match just before, I feel as a coach, I don't like it, because, you know, why Mangi has already said they have played among each other. You know, there are 2 squads, right? So I think that's good enough. If you are talking about, okay, hello. If you are talking about the match, I think that's good enough to prepare. I feel, you know, there are chances of injury. The chances of injury is so high, and you don't want your best players to be out of injury, because it's a tournament. So you don't want, if 10 days is out, you're gone, right? So you sign a great player, and if 10 days you're out, your best scorer is out for 10 days, you're gone. So what you're going to do? So you have to prepare in such a way that, you know, even you have to tell the coach, the players, when you are playing among each other, you have to be very, very careful. You know, yeah.
So I think how important is the depth of squad now here?
How important is, of course, yes. I think this should be a question for Mangi, not for me, because if I have
we
to
don't want to ask him. So I said, since we are talking,
my academy, there are many teams, so I can send anyone. so yeah,
no,
yeah. But I think that's very important.
Yeah, if you're talking about the depth of the squad, I think it's going to be very important, not just for our team, but I think for
everyone.
5 teams. And also, I think we all are, like I said, I think, again, I'm mentioning here that I think all the 5 teams are on the same page, because honestly speaking, I have not done too much of study, frankly, but I have seen also they have been signing new players, even just recently, like, you know, even last week also. So even for us also, like the squad that we have is like, only we retain, say, about like 50% of the squad from the last, pre-lockdown. And we got like, so half of the squad are all new for us also. It's not so easy for us also to really try to make them understand the kind of football that we want to play. And I think it's the same for all the other, even I think Mohammedan is completely new team. I mean, the Mohammedan, like 5 months back, the Mohammedan squad is not the Mohammedan, like, completely new team. So even I think it's...
That's the specialty of Mohammedan, Sporting. That's the specialty. Buying just before the... But But they have got training matches. I saw Subhash Singh scoring a goal in the training match. So they have played few matches in Kalyani.
Yeah, they have played. But they have played. I had a quick chat with him also, not for about. I didn't because I think it's not fair for me to, because of course he's playing for another team and.
But, are you doing like Pandit? Are you being like Pandit? Huh? Pushkar bhi na pucho, you know. Are you doing the same what Pandit did to you did to Subhash?
Subhash 4-2-3-1 तो ऐसे करते ना बस.
No, but actually Subhash reached out for one of the player, like, because he want to send one of the player who haven't got a team. So he's asking whether we already, completed our squad recruitment. So I said we are done. So that is only. But I think, like I said, I think we all, 5 of us, I think all the 5 teams are all in the same page. Even Ara just signed last 3-4 days back. They signed 2-3 players, and everyone, I think maybe
3-4 days back.
Yeah, a few days back they signed.
3-4 days, 10 days, whatever, however long you need to do your tests and all that. Yeah. So maybe 10 days ago, 1 week ago.
Well, they are training with them, whatever is the new signing. So that is okay. I mean, everyone सबका preparation अलग-अलग ही है. So again, come थोड़ा back to back 2 days recovery. And Bhai said again, किसी का injury हुआ, किसी का suspension, and like I said, by third match, I think we will be, the happy legs to hoga हम लोग का भी. And by the time we have a, enough squad में है कि किसी का replacement करना है नहीं है. So I think those all will come down. So I'm not really, because we are not really thinking, honestly speaking, we're just looking forward to the first match. Aat ko really nikal do, then we'll see उसके बाद कितना बचता है.
Match by match is the best way, I feel. That's what everyone's going to do. Match by match. You can't think about being a champion. You can't think about 2 match जीतेंगे, ये जीतेंगे. Just go match by match, and whatever happens, you react according to that.
Yeah. Renedy bhai, I to even think like 45 minutes, like take 1 half at once.
Honestly, no, that has to be there. The first 15 minutes and break into down to 4 or 2. That has to be there for that's a coach thing. But I'm saying that 1 match ago, we cannot think of anything.
Because can't really think too far. I mean,
but let me put some pressure on you. Don't lose the first match. There you go.
Try करता हूँ भाई. I mean, at least like I said again.
See, let's Mangi जो भी हो, at the end, like हम लोग कितना भी बोले, okay, बच्चों के पास opportunity है, let them enjoy and play some good football. But we do need result at the end also.
Yeah, boss. Winning is everything. Yeah, हम लोग को coaching में सिखाया गया है. But this is what I still believe. बच्चे को सिखाने समय बोलता है, do not think about winning. But as personally, I don't like that. Honestly, I want to put that into from right. At least if my players, they need to know what winning and losing is. Boss, if you don't feel that pain, while at young age, it's a habit for me. But then in a lot of books, in our books, it's written that कि बच्चे को हारने से भी do not ज़्यादा वो लोग को खेलने दो, platform में ये है. But winning doesn't become in day. A senior में in a click of your hand, it doesn't become. It's a process. 8-9 years का process है, which become into automatic when they reach senior. So winning like Ishfaq is very right. Ishfaq is right, yeah.
Renedy bhai, you won't believe sometimes even when playing Mangi. एक बात बताता हूँ, just sharing my experience.
Yeah.
When we play 4v4, कभी even senior team में, और I see some young players like they are giving up, जो उसमें अचानक से 8 opponent ने 8 गोल मारे, इन्होंने 2. मैं I need to control myself that time. कभी-कभी I just get really angry. मैं अपने आप को बोलता हूँ अभी तो प्लेयर नहीं, आराम से समझा उनको. Because I get really angry. I feel how they can accept conceding 8 goals and they have scored 2 only. When you play 4v4 or 3v3, I get really pissed off with those things. Like I don't like. I agree with. At the end, ठीक है, हम लोग अच्छा फुटबॉल सिखाएंगे, अच्छा करेंगे, लेकिन ये value of winning should be there. Like कितना important होता है.
Very important.
5v5 का गुस्सा तो रेडी भाई को पूछना.
ये देख मंगी मेरा ACL है. ACL है मेरा, अभी ACL ऑपरेशन नहीं किया भाई. मंगी में करण बोलकर his business partner, मंगी का हम लोग एक recent अभी this is last year खेलने गया था, and we are losing against सुशील and all. हम लोग बहुत बुरी तरह हारा, लेकिन एक बच्चा लड़का को जंप किया और मेरा ACL चला गया. and ACL का अभी तक ऑपरेशन नहीं हुआ है. अभी मैं जिंदगी में ऑपरेट नहीं करूंगा.
होगा भी नहीं.
भाई को रेडी भाई को भूल गया था कि 5 साल हो गया था रिटायरमेंट.
अभी भी ऐसा ही है. So I think this we have to inject it to the guys. No, of course you cannot inject, but they have to develop, अपने आप develop कराना, and it's our key. How as a coach we put that into their mind.
But I think as you have very clearly mentioned कि it's a process again. The winning attitude या तो mentality जो है, I think overnight तो नहीं आएगा. But I think as a coach, our job is at least to remind them that बाद में जो जीतता है या तो उनको ही पूछता है. People remember or people talk about only the winners, and they
definitely.
Today I'm honestly, अगर आपके बारे में या इशफाक भाई के बारे में थोड़ा लोग बात करता है, just because you guys are part of a lot of winning dressing rooms. That's why people remember you. I mean, so the same thing. अगर starting
we lost it.
Whatever. Yeah, I mean the winner will remember. So I think like at least
Mangi,
that's what we
I
try
don't
to do.
think.
And I try to do it.
Yeah, now he's back.
Players also that. Yes, hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Mangi.
You lost a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, so by वही था. I mean, as a coach, I think our job is वही है कि just try to keep reminding to the boys कि जो जीता है वही उसी को याद रखता है लोग.
जो जीता वो सिकंदर भाई.
Last में we can talk about the tactics, we can talk about your technical ability and tactics and blah blah whatever, a lot of things. But last में then
that mentality.
Renedy bhai knows like the first ISL, I feel we were far better team in finals. But last में एक गोल हो गया, nobody remembers us. Like ATK ने जीत लिया.
No,
तेरा भाई ने पोस्ट का आगे में एक लड़का छोड़ा था, हम देख लेंगे वो खा गया.
और हेडर दुनिया का सबसे लंबा लड़का मार के गया. सबसे लंबा लड़का मार के गया.
What is that? He's playing for
मोहम्मद रफीक.
रफीक सबसे छोटा हाइट में हेडर मार के गया.
हेडर
भाई आपका भाई ने बोला कोई बात नहीं मैं संभालूंगा.
पोस्ट में कोई नहीं रहना, मैं संभालूंगा. संभाला, नेट का अंदर, नेट से बॉल आया. 1-0 we lost the ISL final.
You know what, bhai? Honestly, now yes, जैसा हम लोग ये आपका और इसका ना अपना मेराज भाई का and आपका भी, because I keep saying to the boys also, if Meraz bhai, I have a lot of respect for him. The only reason why he was in the national team for that many years is just because of the second ball. भाई को खाली उसको जॉब दिया था कि तुम second ball कलेक्ट करो, अगर हम कलेक्ट करेगा तुम रखेगा, तो उसको सामने कितने दिखता है. I mean, that's a winning.
There are also second ball jokes also.
No. वो भाई सेकंड बॉल जोक्स क्या है, अगर बॉल एयर में है आधा घंटा के बाद बॉल आएगा, वो मेरा फेस ने उसका हाथ ये एल्बो से दे दिया, पूरा इधर रख दिया मेरे को, उसके बाद वो हेल्प करना है. वो मेरा एक
वो सेकंड बॉल के लिए वो सोमिक को भी खाया एक बार अपनी टीम ने.
भाई हम बता रहा हूँ, बॉल आधा घंटा के बाद लैंड होगा बॉल, लेकिन वो आधा घंटा पहले से मेरा इधर में हाथ रख के वो बैठा देगा मेरे को ताकि वो सेकंड बॉल जीते. वैसे ही सिलेक्शन हुआ.
No, honestly भाई, that is why even including me also, I mean अपना लड़का लोग भी वही बोलता हूँ कि you might not be the best, क्या बोल, most talented again, but I think आपको that winning attitude about Meraz bhai का भी, because he know that बस he just got that second ball. I'm just giving an example, second ball कि आप ये नहीं करेगा तो आप टीम में नहीं होगा, तो बोला यार मेरा तो बस it is live and that, like so it's just so that winning attitude, like you are given a job to do, and just make sure that you do it, like then as a professional you are given a job. So
but then we have to give of course credit to Mehraj, but then we have to give credit to the coach Bob Houghton for making us not only those 10 players, 27 players of them fighting for one position, and then in every position 2 each, or maybe sometimes 3. And to be in first 11, it was a war in 5-5, 5v5, 6v6. And we know that if we don't perform, we are not going to be in the team. And then in not many, as a coach, I think the best achievement is when you have 27 players. From that 27 players, 24 talks good about you.
Yeah,
even your even your substitute talks good about you. That means that it's a fairness. That is that he will only play the players who are giving 100%.
Who deserve to play.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I said it's like sometimes we, like the technical part of the coaching is so important, but it's so important to gain that respect out of players, and like make them play for you. I think that's like as important as other part. Like maybe the rest of this 60 part, I think this is 45-50. This part is very important because at senior level I cannot teach Renedy Singh anymore thing. He's already at that age. What he has learned, I can only bring best out of him. He giving 110% for me.
Yeah. So the best example is Ishfaq. We 3 coaches have done A license. We had Savio Madeira, our coach. We have trained under him. We have done our coaching under him. We know what to do, what not to do. But out of 3, whatever will be, the key is how we manage the players, right? Because the same, Mangi will be giving the same training from strength, speed, agility. Ishfaq will be giving the same. But
the books are all the same.
Yeah, but all the same. Who will come out winners is that how do we manage those 27 players? I think that's the key for me.
Yeah.
I think all the big coaches, Renedy bhai, even like if you take Arsene Wenger, he is what he used to tell at the end, come on, give your best, enjoy, and don't worry about it. And he in his interview is saying that's what worked for me. That's how he used to manage, give them confidence to young players.
Yeah, Ishfaq, I used to enjoy watching Arsenal, like Annie and Pandit and you. I used to enjoy. Now you guys are parking the bus just in front of my house. No,
now you see Pepe. Now you see Chaka. Now too much player.
I don't enjoy anymore. I used to enjoy a lot, when Arsene Wenger was there, Thierry Henry playing beautiful football, not losing for 47, 48 matches. But now I see you guys winning and parking the bus.
Yes,
because people have made us realize it's all about trophies.
वही ना
We used to play good football.
जो आप बोल रहे थे ना सर, winners को ही याद रखते हैं और किसी को नहीं याद रखते. But मैं तो कह रहा था कल शाम को अगर आपने, I don't know, I'm sure nobody was watching, but there was a North London derby, 4-0 to the Arsenal. So
ये कौन सा मैच था भाई?
I'm an Arsenal women's supporter. वो जो बाकी आप लोग देखते हो उसका पता नहीं.
No, what is that? Arsenal is playing tonight. No, Arsenal playing tonight against Liverpool.
That's the Arsenal Academy side. I'm talking about the proper Arsenal team.
Tonight 3 in a row.
Who is Arsenal playing against tonight? Tonight, who is Arsenal playing?
Leicester, I think.
Leicester's playing City. Leicester's playing City.
Oh, sorry, Leicester is playing City. Sorry.
I think the picture was Liverpool, no?
Liverpool.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm trailing. Tonight will be 3 in a row.
3 in a row.
3 मैच हारा है ना.
मैं क्या कह रहा था कि someone has taken out the time to join us from his bubble. तो हम तो सिर्फ गढ़वाल, आरा और मोहम्मडन के नाम लेंगे यहाँ पे. मंगी, so you're in the zone.
Bhawanipur, brother.
Bhawanipur, my bad. But I'll take some comments from YouTube now. और Renedy भाई, एक अगर comment है जो dominate किया है, वो ये है, Renedy भाई
इसके बारे में हम बात नहीं करेंगे.
To East Bengal as assistant coach, question mark. Renedy भाई.
Yeah, it's still a question mark, to be honest, for me. A big question mark. I have received few calls from last few days, but I haven't signed anything. So it's still a question mark, Seriously, because if I have been receiving few, and then it's shocking. I haven't had in touch with anyone, but still, things are coming up. I don't know, because East Bengal, आज ही तो पता चला है कि East Bengal.
I think people want you there, bhai. It's not whether people want you.
We will see, yeah, brother. This is something that it's big a question mark for me also. Of course, yes, I would love to work with East Bengal someday, But then first I have to get a call also, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that should answer your question.
Yeah.
That should answer your question.
And we don't want to put क्या कहते हैं, I don't know what the idiom is, but like बात होने से पहले उस आगे नहीं जाना चाहिए. So before the show began, Renedy also made a promise to the 420 grams family that whenever or if a signing is made, he will announce it here only.
For sure.
So चिंता करने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. जो लोग उतावले हो रहे हैं.
Yeah.
I don't blame you because passionate East Bengal fans and Renedy Singh fans like we all are. So we want to see him in action. But whenever it does happen, we'll find out first.
I'm talking about the action. Action will be for all the foreign coaches, brother. We are, all due respect to the assistant coach.
आ गया
कॉल आ गया भाई, फोन आ गया मैदान से, फोन आ गया रेनेडी भाई को, लगता है वो थोड़े बिजी हो गए. बट मंगी, there's a very nice question for you.
He also told me, by the way, that he's going to leave after 40 minutes. He was very serious in the morning. एक तो तुम लोग बताते नहीं हो किस बारे में बात करना है.
अरे मुझे भी जाना है यार, सही बात है.
But नहीं, but one question for Mangi. It's come from Pratik Mishra. He's saying, Gouramangi, what kind of a coach are you? A demanding one?
Oh, demanding.
Can't hear you, sorry.
अरे भाई, हमने डिमांडिंग भी खाली सुना. डिमांडिंग और कौन सा है दूसरा?
Please repeat the question.
Oh, I'll repeat the question. What kind of a coach are you, Mangi? A demanding one, a patient coach, cool, or something different?
I think हर कोई coach demanding तो होगा. I mean, definitely you have to demand. I mean, ऐसा तो नहीं आएगा फिर. But I think the patience. I think I don't want to be just क्या बोलते हैं इसको यार, get angry very easily. वो तो I don't know, at some point in the future आगे जाके पता नहीं क्या होगा. But अभी के लिए I want to hear out to them. I want to be patient. But yes, demand to that quality of training standard जो है, that is something that I want to make sure that training में, if you think that you're going to just play a match, वहाँ पे करेगा, practice नहीं करेगा, तो वो तो नहीं होगा फिर. I mean, just shows that you are capable of what you want to do in the training. Then बाद में match दिखा जाएंगे. So yes, demanding for sure, but yeah, I want to be patient and let us hear out and understand and इनका problem क्या है, इनका difficulty क्या है. So I'm open for that.
Sorted. There's one comment coming in. They're saying Ishfaq is looking like Snoop Dogg today. क्या बात है sir? Sir, looking very much like Snoop Dogg.
सर यहाँ पे ठंडा पड़ गया थोड़ा बहुत. यहाँ पे वेदर चेंज हो गया तो अभी आजकल जैकेट स्टार्ट हो गए यहाँ पे.
सर आज वैसे सुबह ही मैं बोल रहा था कि दिल्ली में ना थोड़ी वो there's a nip in the air. एक बड़ा अच्छा माहौल टाइप
है. बर्फ, फर्स्ट स्नोफॉल इज ऑलरेडी हो गया.
Oh, nice, bhai. When are you traveling to Goa, bhai? When are you?
Bhai, I was supposed to go today, but my report has not come. So मैं आज अभी रिपोर्ट लेने जा रहा हूँ हॉस्पिटल में. संडे है, अगर देंगे गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल में, नहीं देते यूजुअली. आज मैं जा रहा हूँ, मतलब दरवाजे उधर इधर से नॉक करूंगा, प्लीज दे दो रिपोर्ट मेरी, और फिर कल चला, क्योंकि बिकॉज विदाउट रिपोर्ट होटल्स वोंट accommodate you.
Yeah, it's all the best, bhai, for your upcoming ISL season का भी, and I hope you guys for sure will do well.
Mangi, have you been told anything about telecast? Have you guys कुछ आप लोगों को internally बोला गया कि दिखाने वाले हैं, कुछ करने वाले हैं, नहीं करने वाले? Because हम लोग YouTube पे जो हमारे दोस्त लोग हैं, वो कह रहे हैं वन स्पोर्ट, कोई कह रहा है जियो, कोई कह रहा है फेसबुक. थोड़ा कंफ्यूजन है. Have you been given anything?
Officially reach out तो नहीं किया हम लोग को, but I think that one sport का that live streaming का बारे में तो थोड़ा था, तो जिक्र हुआ था.
So Facebook में मतलब most probably then.
Most probably until they come up with something.
And could you tell us when first fixtures when?
8 को we are playing first match.
No, the tournament starts on the 8th. First game, first match day is 8th.
First match day 8 को.
मतलब
and against you are playing?
मतलब पंडित जी ने गूगल भी नहीं किया है.
We are playing भाई Salt Lake में.
किसके साथ?
भवानीपुर.
Oh, Salt Lake should be good fun,
that will be a great match, boss.
Yeah.
Bhawanipur and
Yeah, welcome back, bhai.
My battery got.
वो मेरे से कॉल आया लग रहा है. बहुत important.
किसका कॉल था? रेडी मैदान से था.
battery got conked out. So हम अभी बात नहीं कर सकते.
Even mine is dead.
Because
मेरा भी dead.
Siddhant Ani have requested to. I only requested. I will talk only for 40 minutes. But this has gone 1.5 hours. Mangi, this is normal because Ishfaq and we do 1.5 hours every day. But they promised 1 hour or 45 minutes. Now 1.5 hours.
हाँ.
So
Charge more भाई. तो थोड़ा वो bill उसको जब bill भेजता है ना भाई थोड़ा ज़्यादा भेज उसको.
कोई bill नहीं भेजता है भाई यहाँ पे.
प्रॉब्लम वही है दिल नहीं है. जब बिल होगी तो ऑटोमेटिकली कम होगा.
बिल होता तो बोलेगा भाई 5 घंटा बात करते हैं.
नहीं सर रेडी भाई बिल होगा तो कहेंगे अच्छा we'll do every alternate Sunday. ठीक है. Not every Sunday. Every alternate Sunday we'll do 30 minutes please.
बिल होगा तो हमको भी बुला देना चाहिए.
सर मैं भगवान करे बिल हो. मैं तो ये चाहता हूँ because all of you have been so nice to us, truth be told. और ये दिल से बोल रहे हैं बात. It's not because आप लोग सामने हो यहाँ पे. But all of you have been so nice to us, and the point is that there is something called as organic growth. Sir, इस conversation की जो हो रही है, organic growth हो रही है. You have to admit to it. And you know what? There was a while in the conversation right now, for at least 20 minutes, where I couldn't jump in. And Siddhant and I were just quiet. And it was just amazing to hear the three of you chat. You were chatting like you were sitting in a room with each other. And Mangi is saying कि मेरा second division tournament शुरू होने वाला है. तो आप लोग एक दूसरे के साथ बातचीत कर रहे हो वहाँ पे. That is the conversation, sir. You know, और वो conversation bill वाली conversation नहीं होती. वो conversation होती है रोज़ा.
Bill वाला jokes apart, bill वाला बाद में आएगा. लेकिन I'm sure one day it will come for sure. But now what the conversation which we have is just right. You know, sitting at home chatting about football and the beautiful football, the beautiful game we talk about. So it's lovely. Just that कभी-कभी थोड़ा time 1.5 hours निकल जाता है. But we are okay.
Mangi, just one thing, yaar. From the boys, are they really looking forward to playing at the Salt Lake? Yeah, it's a अलग ही मतलब feel होता है वहाँ पे खेलने.
Yes, bhai. Like I said again, we got 3 boys, all 17 years, real 17 years. हमारा academy का 2 लड़का है, एक तो one from Manipur से भी है. So, for them, honestly speaking, being part of the senior team is उनके लिए it's a exposure first. Like being around with the boys, some of the boys are like वही senior boys है. And again, we are just staying in whatever hat में. Then you can see right from your window, right, stadium, and they have they have heard about the stadium, they heard about the history about this stadium. So इनके लिए I was just having this quick chat. Like they're looking forward. I mean, I don't know what exactly is going in their mind, but let them just process उसको आराम से let them embrace it, process करने दे. But I mean, when I look to their eyes, to their body language, I feel like in a way it's lucky. I mean, it's fortunate because they earn it. I mean, not that हम उनको ऐसे लेके आए नहीं, but they work hard, deserve to be here, and they didn't embarrass themselves in the training. They are 17 years है, उतना भी strength, मतलब I'm talking about physicality का बात करता है तो weight, if you are going to jump for a
I think the Wi-Fi is a little off. Mangi, थोड़ा आपका pitch क्या आ रहा है?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
क्या करेगा भाई, इसका है वोडाफोन का है भाई, थोड़ा सॉरी.
उनकी हालत थोड़ी खराब चल रही है बेचारों की. मैं भी अभी सोच ही रहा था
तो मैं यही बोल रहा था कि लड़का लोग का when I see these boys, I said again, they are excited, mostly more than I'm sure half of the boys will probably play their first game. I mean, Salt Lake Stadium, man.
That's Salt Lake, yeah.
Salt Lake, but the junior ones, I mean, I'm more than happy for them. I mean, उनके लिए academy से सीधा आके having this experience, I would love to. If I was in their place, I think I would be very happy.
Yeah, like I can imagine Renedy bhai, Ishfaq, and 3 of you have all played there. Like मतलब field पे तो आप पहुंच गए. मैं तो कह रहा हूँ, the best part is when you're in that tunnel. Sir, how many stadiums give you that tunnel and you're walking up onto the field?
Yeah.
That in itself is a oof.
Brother, that the playing in East Bengal or Mohun Bagan or even Mohammedan, for 12-13 years this is something, when you walk inside the tunnel, gone through the tunnel and coming up, and you're going to see 100,000, 1 lakh supporters, supporting the team. That feeling you will not get in many places. I've seen, I played in Kerala. Of course, Kerala is also a big supporter, 70,000. But East Bengal and Mohun Bagan, going through the tunnel, that is every derby match it's something special. And if you can assist, or if you can defend well, if you can save one great save, or if you can score, boss, that few seconds, I'm sure it's not only the scoring, not only the assist. Our defender is also here. If you can defend one great defending block, it's like $1 million for me. That everything counts. And then if you have a bad day and if you concede a goal, I'm sure from Gurpreet to Sandeep, all the great goalkeepers who have played for many years, they have their bad face also over there. So they have they have played a very good match and they have played a bad match. Like us, we have played a bad match and we have played a good match. So if you're on a winning side, yes. If you're on a losing side, boss, your car, if you park the car in front, it's gone. So you never park the car whenever there's a derby.
Sorry, I don't mean to be negative, but some of that joy is not some of that. I think a lot of that joy and that atmosphere is taken away this time because there are no fans, unfortunately, in the stadium.
Of course, yes, of course.
So we have to consider that also, and it'll be a different sort of a challenge playing in that massive stadium with nobody in the stands, nobody watching.
I think it'll work for them. But I think it'll work for them. I think.
But I think for the young boys, it's a great opportunity because it's like going without the pressure of 80,000, 90,000 people sitting on your head. But also getting to play on that field.
Yeah.
Star sports के लिए अच्छा है.
That's no. But jokes apart, Ishfaq, Sinan and Pandit, where Mangi was talking about this young player getting exposure. This is something they were not even dreaming of.
Yes.
Finally, they are here. They are here living the dream, right? But here I am little because I saw on Gouramangi's and Karan's Academy Cargo, where they have put up a picture of them signing over there. Even me as come straight from the academy, from Tata Football Academy to Mohun Bagan, playing in first 11 right from day one. But I was lucky there was Habib sir coach. If there was some other coach, I don't know if I would have get the chance or if I would have that mera jo part hoga. So there is this risky thing here. Of course, this is just a tournament. If this signing for a league, when a young player sign in, of course, Mangi for sure and Richard Hood for sure, they also want to try the young players if they're really good. And if you sign for a year or two, and if you don't get a chance, and if you sit out in the bench for 1 or 2 years, then there are many players I can name, even in ISL. There are many players who have not played at all, but they were playing when Venkatesh was the coach. There were many, even in Indian Arrows, there are many players who are not even getting a chance in ISL. So there is this tricky part. One thing is, if you can click, gone. If you couldn't, the life for that kid, of course, Gouramangi and all must have signed a short period of time in case if they don't get it, so that he can go somewhere else. But there are many teams who sign for 2 years, a young player, prospect. If you don't get a chance, that's a big risky part that which we have to, I was just thinking, if ever we coach somewhere and we can take a young players who are really good, or do we give that enough time for the young players to play locally and play as much as possible and come to the men's? So there is this two tricky thing,
I agree, Bhai. I mean, it's again, I agree, Bhai. It's a different perspective. Like I said again, maybe honestly, if you ask me, yes, these boys are, like I said again, for not yet ready to compete. Like I said again, if you are like just 17 years, I mean, of course, someone can argue saying that Rooney was already a Premier League, rookie player at the age of 16. But yes, these boys come from a different background, like different training setup. Maybe they are not ready. I mean, let's put it that way, for like to start a game. But yes, like I said, for me purely it was more about, yes, they work hard, like because we have a big squad, and just being for them to be part of, maybe like you said again, they need to get more playing time. Maybe not at this level, maybe, but they have to get to the like the BDFL league. They have to get more playing time in the whatever S group leagues. Then Yeah, I completely agree. By it, just for them, since they work hard, they we thought that it's not to be part of the group traveling to Kolkata and have the experience. Have the experience with being part of the dressing room. And like I said again, I think probably that will kind of the motivation, something to look forward to. That this is what the senior team does, and they get such opportunity, they get such facility, and this is. Then I mean, I hope that they should motivate them to work harder and fight through the so playing time and everything.
I think this league, this tournament, maybe it can suit the young players coming in. But what I'm talking is, if you sign 2 years in Ileague or ISL, then the playing time becomes very, very less. And like I'm lucky. See, now I've studied in class 5 here. I went to Tata Football Academy. Tata Football Academy, we stayed 6.5 years. So just imagine how old you will be when you are studying in class 5. And after that, just 6.5 years, we were still very, very young. But what good thing about Tata Football Academy was, while staying in a TFA, we had players like captain like Sankarlal, who is going to be a coach for Bhawanipur. We started beating East Bengal 4-0. We started beating Mohan Bagan. We started beating Mohammedan 3-0. For us to get in was the easiest thing. But in 2 years, of those 9 players that we have signed, only 2 could survive. A player who was my captain, Andrew Lewis, was one of the best for us, much better than us, but he couldn't survive for long, and not getting match time. So there is a risky thing. But in this Mangi, what he has done is right, I think, because it's a short tournament. Just have a look. The kid can have a look. This is the real scenario of what the professional football is. And if he can't, then he can go back to wherever on loan. So, but there are many coaches, or there are many club officials do not allow the young players to go also. So that's the sad part, and that's how the young players life finished.
Yeah, and you like you're saying, you have to. I mean, it doesn't happen with everyone, or there are very few people in every generation of players. There are only 1 or 2 or 3 that might start playing first 11 at the age of 17 and 18, irrespective of which academy you come from. Like whether it's we take your example or whether like Mangi was saying, somebody like Wayne Rooney. I mean, there are many players who graduate. Now we are seeing more and more that players are getting younger and younger and younger. But that's also because look at the amount of, at the age of 18, 19, how much football, how much exposure they've already got. So it'll take a lot of time before, I guess, we get there.
Yeah, this is the biggest challenge that I'm facing. I have under 18, we have under 18, we have under 15, 13, right? In under 18, we have good players, but then will they be ready? I don't really know. I feel that they are really, really good. Or if I take them to any ISL or any I-League team, will I be doing it right? I don't know. Or should I just allow them to play for 1 more year as much as possible? But then, due to pandemic, there's not much thing happening, and I can understand that also. But for me, the young players should get at least 40, 45 proper match, so that he learned that you cannot learn more than that. Of course, you can give the best training sessions.
And that's why this is
the biggest challenge that I'm facing.
I think that's why also this is such a great platform, because at the end of the day, I get that the stakes are high and all of that, and only one team will finally make it through, and there's no room to make mistakes really, because it's a truncated tournament. But it is still the second division, so the pressure is much less, and it's the right platform to get some of that exposure, I think.
Just see the Sikkimese player who was a high profile name, young player. What is his name? Sikkimese player who was in under 17 World Cup with that
Komal.
Thathal. Komal, Boris. In 2 years, 3 years back, what a game they were playing, right? So how many games they are getting? How many games they have got last year? So, and they are not bad players. So they have done well, So that's the challenge that I want these guys, the young players. I'm sure with the ISL, with all the facilities, they want to stay in 5-star and enjoy whatever. But now, if they sit down for 2 more years or 1 more years, we can forget them. There is no chance of coming back. So good 4 years is gone.
I think that's also why, like Mangi is saying, some of these boys who are reserves in the ISL squads and all, they are coming, and because they're not getting any game time, So they have decided that, okay, playing matches comes first. And so whether it's second division, whether it's I-League, jahan bhi khelne ko, whether it's Calcutta League or some other state league, jahan bhi khelne ko milega, jaake khelte hain.
Yeah,
और
and there are few players playing in Mangi's team also. I think ISL players. So that's a good sign. Yeah. That's a smart move, I feel.
You know what, bhai? I'll just regards to that for the young boys. I think just come to my mind now that we talk about the mentality that why we've been talking about this having a strong mentality with something that we cannot achieve overnight. But at least we as a coaches, I think we can only remind them, because eventually that is the only key thing to survive. If you're not mentally strong. Because we all had our fair share of struggles. Like even I struggled for 3 years after pass out from academy, like being one of the so-called promising young player, blah blah. But I was almost about to leave the game. I mean, in 3 years' time.
With the mohawk, I remember that time Goa mein. Mujhe yaad hai.
I was almost about to leave the game. So
मेरे साथ ही था, मेरे साथ.
So the journey sometimes it's not always smooth. Like it's difficult for the young boys.
Yeah.
So I just giving quickly example because it's just coming to mind that these two boys, they represented Karnataka under 17 whatever. This was like last year or previous year. Last year I think. So when they came back, more like I'm not just undermining like Karnataka, but they went and they play and they came and more or less they're happy. Not happy, but they were okay. Like, they go and participate in the nationals, they came back. I think it's exactly happening for Manipur. So I don't know, Manipur, when was the last that Manipur under 18 or 20 qualify or reach semi-final or quarter-final? I don't know. It's been, I don't know.
It's been many years, yeah.
I mean, decades also that we never, whatever reasons, let's not get into that. But both these boys, so I was just trying to give them example. I'm no comparison there because we come from a Tata Football Academy, because in our time, at least, it was only the residential academy. Yeah. So I remember when and our team, I mean, like 8 of us, when we got the opportunity to represent Bihar, and we are traveling to Tamil Nadu in one of the town, and it was already back in our mind. They didn't tell us straight like on our face, but we know that if you go, we are going representing Bihar. If you don't win that, by the time when we reach hotel, 2 or 3 of us will be going home.
Yeah.
Because if you don't win, then there will be other teams playing in the final or the semi-final. They are better than us. So it was so much of pressure. But what I'm trying to tell is, we are, I think, brought up in an environment saying that if you don't win, there's no place for you. So we went there. It was so hard. There were like few of us, and we were pushing each other. Like it was not the best organized team when it comes to the Bihar team, when the management team. It was not the best organized, but we ourselves trying to organize ourselves. We need to win the final. We need to beat them. And yeah, fortunately, we won the final, and that gives us like, okay, fine, you can stay another year, or that validation, like that, okay, fine, now okay, fine, probably you are the better player now, so you can be in the academy. So some of the boys at this age, I'm just saying that by some of our under 17 and 18, the mentality is like, okay, I got this opportunity to be in one of the best academy, or that winning mentality. I think, like you said, by that, it has to be taught from the very not, we can't wait someone to be turned 20 or 21. It has to be like from the beginning. That's what I feel, because we were put under pressure that you don't win, someone will take your place, even in the academy. So we won. How then we got the selection to be part of the national whatever under 17 for the Indian team, blah, blah. That's all journey started from there. So some of the boys, now when I see them, like, okay, to be just wearing one of the, say today, from the ISL, wearing a jersey, like, I'm part of it, but have you done enough like to wear the jersey? And due respect to the boys, but make sure that how your teammates or how your coaches or your opponents want to identify or remember you as someone like remember you as a winner. So for that, you need to work really hard and earn your place in wherever you want to be. So I think started from the very, very, very small, from the age of whatever 15, 16, 17. I think the mentality has to develop from there. So I think for your coaches, I think our job is just to remind them. I know that our boys are still too young, still have to go through a lot more training session matches, but just reminding job is, I think it all falls to ours now.
I mean, Renedy so often has, when we sit and chat or whatever, remembers the time when, because maybe one of the differences between the two of you is that for him there was no other alternative other than being a football player ever, right? The goal was always fixed, and from the age of 11 that pressure was there, that like you're saying कि हर 6 महीने हर term के बाद पता नहीं कि whether I'm coming back or not, and that kind of like you keep cooking in that pressure cooker environment, and while it does, like you guys are among those who ended up on the winning side. Unfortunately, it doesn't always, I mean, not doesn't always cap. For 99 out of 100, it does not turn out like that. Na? So that also is something that we have to consider.
I agree with that also, because sometimes I think why I'm pretty sure with you also, I've seen you get really angry at times because you expect the boy to have the same mentality or have the same desire and hungry when you were at their age. But sometimes for us, at least play at a decent level or a good level in India, expect everyone to respond or have the same mentality the way we do might not be possible. So I think that is a time when I think for all of us also to be a little slowed down, because he's not ready yet there, or that exactly happening to me these days. I mean, because I start to expect like you're in, then just make sure that you win it. But maybe I'm demanding too much. I know I'm demanding, but maybe the boy is not yet ready to, like the mentality that we have, that winning mentality. We talk about 5v5, 6v6. We wanted to win. Once we're in there, we wanted to win. We expect from the boys every time. Yes, they have to at some point, but maybe at times not ready. Also, they are.
I think for me the most encouraging thing is that, like, as the future generation of Indian football coaches, and you guys are all A license coaches, you're among the top in terms of who will be the top coaches for this country in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. It's really encouraging to see so many of these conversations happening, where you are not looking at coaching as just a job that is now your new career, your second career, but you're actually constantly grappling with the idea of how to treat players, how to treat young players, how to develop young players, and how, of course, them becoming great players or good players and being part of teams that win also reflects on you, for sure. That's your job. But you're also looking at it from the perspective of these young players and how they can be the best version of themselves, which is really, I think, for me, quite an interesting thing.
I can totally understand where Mangi is coming from. See, now as a young coaches, we learn every day. That's why for us also, being an assistant under a good coach, we learn. But going outside from that assistant role and starting on your own, we can learn different things. Because as an assistant, we can only support and learn from the best of coaches of the world. But what are we going to do after learning? You cannot stay as assistant forever. We Indian coaches has to work on our own, because from there, all these things we learn every day. I'm a little too aggressive, which I have learned in last 3 years working. But when you're an assistant, you don't learn that. So I started throwing bottles to the players, and players don't like it, at which I can understand. Recently, my team lost 2-0, and we conceded 2 goals on corner kicks, and we beat them on the first day of the tournament. So now these things I get to learn as well. So now I have to slowly. I was reading an article on a coach from Celtic, how we anger management, and how as a coach we have to manage according. So we don't learn that by just sitting down and reading it. We learn by the experience. So now I know when to cool down and when to, So these are the things. And we are talking about this signing young players. There is a nice article, if you guys get a time, read it. The new goalkeeper, Mendy, who is signed as a Chelsea in 22 or 25 million, I don't know. But you should see the journey. Like Mangi just mentioned that, when he was a big prospect, and when he was in the academy, he was even traveling with the national team also with us. And after that, suddenly he went a downfall again. Since 2007-8, the moment Deepak Mandal, our best defender, got injured, he went in and he never come out from that position. Left after that. So that's he's like up, down, and up, and after that he never left. So if you see this article on this Mendy, how he started, and he didn't have money, and a lot of agent promised big, and then he has to work on a store, and when he couldn't get money, and then how he signed for Rennes, the team in the top team in France, and how he was when what's the name of the leader, the coach from the Leeds United, Marcelo Bielsa. When Bielsa was in Marseille, he had a call from Marseille to be a backup goalkeeper. But he didn't sign as a backup goalkeeper, but he managed to stay signed for Rennes. And Rennes, if he was a backup goalkeeper in Marseille, do you think he will be signed by Chelsea for be a backup goalkeeper? No, right? So this in life we take
maybe 5 years down the road, maybe not today. Who knows?
We take certain decisions in life that it can go in a wrong side. Like for Mangi and Chitra, they have signed for Mohun Bagan. Straight coming out, right, Mangi?
Chitra.
East Bengal or Mohun Bagan, Mangi? Mohun Bagan. So they both signed for Mohun Bagan, and they chose to go to Churchill. So I think that's a good move, right? So now Mangi would have succeeded maybe, but chances, in Calcutta, how they treat young players in those days, it's very difficult to push in, right?
Bhai, I am the first person in the history of Indian football who paid 2 lakh rupees transfer fee to Mohun Bagan in the year of 2004.
मैं बोलने वाला था यही, इसने कुछ गड़बड़ किया था साइन करने वाले, फिर हम लोग टेम्पो लेके आया था.
I'm the first player, bhai, to play the transfer fee to Mohun Bagan in the year of 2004, bhai.
Decision making play a very big role, because decision making is such a big thing.
जब transfer system ही नहीं था तब भाई transfer fee दे रहा था.
ये क्या भाई?
अरे I clearly remember that Mangi, I clearly remember that our Arman coach said that we want to bring him. I was in Dempo, so it was only my, I think, second year that time in Dempo, and he said I want to bring Mangi, लेकिन कुछ गड़बड़ था कि आ नहीं पा रहा था. फिर इसने क्या साइन वाइन में क्या गड़बड़ किया था वो पता नहीं. ये खुद आना चाहता था, वो लोग छोड़ नहीं रहे थे, तो फिर कुछ पैसा वैसा देके उसको लाना पड़ा उधर.
अपना he had to buy his freedom, ना?
Because for that, thank you so much to Mr. Armando क्लास में बोला भी है भाई उसको personally में thank you भी बोला. I'm not nothing against to Mohun Bagan, because भाई Mohun Bagan was Mohun Bagan. I mean, with the history and the players and for a young player to get into the dressing room, be part of the senior team, बहुत difficult था. Let's put it that way. And I wasn't ready. For me, I think to grow and for my career, the best I felt at the time was to out from there and develop myself in Goa. So maybe luckily I just finally मैं अपना freedom मिला उधर से, फिर मैं निकला गोवा में.
Guys, I will make a move. And
I think we should wrap it up also, yeah.
Renedy bhai, by the way, ये आप this is the best way now to end the show. बकवास तो हमारी बंद नहीं होगी. Suddenly जो हमारे main किरदार है, अच्छा guys, I'm going, boom. Oh, okay.
Right.
No, he said 40 minutes. He did say 40
no,
minutes.
I know.
भाई जाते do you have a
home minister से आता है ना भाई, home minister से अगर कोई आता है ना भाई, ये काम नौकरी सब छोड़ के भागेगा सब. वही कर रहा हूँ भाई.
Sunday, not on Sunday. Sunday is a family day.
Bhai, jate, do you have, I know Mangi is here, so, but despite that, is there a team that is your favorite for, since we were talking at some point about Ileague second division? So final comment on Ileague second division, what are you looking at?
मेरा टीम कोई बोल दो यार, क्या कर रहा है यार?
Brother, of course Mangi is there, but then I would say this is a grab for anyone. This is a tournament. So in tournament, there is nothing called favorite. In tournament.
Political statement there.
Yeah. This is nothing, because I have not seen.
Political statement there.
I have not seen any of the team. I have not seen Mangi. I have seen on Instagram Mangi training, Mangi's team training this, training that. I have not seen Bhawanipur. I have not seen any of the team. Today I have seen a clipping of RIFC just because we are going to talk today. So these are the players I have not seen at all. So this is open for everyone. I would say, of course Mangi is there. We shouldn't just say, oh Mangi, but this is I've seen many people are thinking that Mangi's team will do the best. This is what the news is doing around, not putting pressure on Mangi. But football tournament is a tournament, as we have seen that playing in East Bengal, playing in Mohun Bagan. Yeah, it's a difficult one. So if it was a league, I could comment the best team win, but not the best team win in the tournament. So
the best player,
yeah. So good luck to Mangi and all the coaches, all the fellow coaches, which we work together, and like Yanlo, Vivek, and Vikas, and our brothers Sankarlal Chakravarti and Richard Hood and Mr. Mangi. Good luck, man, because I am sure now we are looking Mangi relaxed. But I know that from the 8th, Mangi will be a different Mangi. The pressure is different because I've been myself with Baichung Bhutia in a second division with Sikkim United. It was not easy at all, difficult, and the decisions, I'm not putting down on the referees. The decisions which they are going to make against, it can go anywhere. Yesterday, if you see Everton and Crystal Palace, you see the handball which have given, and you see they couldn't get. So one changes like that.
देखना भाई अपने टीम का नहीं बोलेगा. हाँ, चेल्सी का हैंडबॉल वो नहीं बोलेगा.
But what I mean to say is that one changes can change the whole tournament. I've seen that because I was there in the second division for Sikkim United. It was very, very tough, very, very. Whatever we may say, we signed players like Sushil, Gobin, all the Ileague players, but still we found it really, really tough. So
I think Sandesh also.
Yeah. But having said that,
Sandesh was अगला season.
ये अगला season.
पहला season का बात कर रहा है. मैं भी था भाई.
पहला season was Govind and this was an अगला season, and we have signed this ex-Bengaluru who is from US. I forgot his name. The black guy.
The Liberian guy, Johnny
guy who played for Liberia. Yeah. So
Johnny
and I know that Mangi and all have been preparing really, really well, but good luck to you.
I completely agree, bhai. Honestly, just very quickly, it's anyone's honestly.
ठीक है भाई.
Yeah.
भाई आप लिख लो. Thank you.
Arjun, Mangi, and Ishfaq.
Bye.
Good luck to you. Are you still in Srinagar?
Sir.
I can see Mehrazudin and Ishfaq playing a game. So आप लोग वहाँ पर भी कुछ टीम शुरू कर दें, हाँ?
नहीं भाई, just to revive football, to bring it back, like those previous years when football used to be a number one sport here, and of late, thoda bahut, lot of damage has already been done. Like not league has not been completed from 3-4 years. Okay. So we are trying to help, on our own. We have made a couple of international, which includes Arun Malhotra also. Yeah. So, and including Sajid Dar, the coach, Hilal. So we are conducting local tournaments. We took the permission from the government, and now we are at this current moment, like 6 to 7 tournaments are happening in this other different places, and players are really happy about it because they are getting to play the matches.
Good luck, brother. Keep up the great work. I always say, we shouldn't only be Bombay, Goa, Calcutta, or Northeast, or we should be full of Indian. All the states should be involved. Slowly, I really want Kashmir with all the support. Last time we played a exhibition match, FPI, and we really had a great time. I really hope that a great team, a few more teams from Kashmir could come up. So just do well, and I'm sure the merit life is going great, buddy.
Yes, so far really good.
So all four of you guys are married. So I really, it's better I go from here because not going to get good.
Renedy bhai, अगर आप East Bengal जा रहे हो ना, don't say anything. I'm not asking you. But अगर आप जा रहे हो,
I heard that Robbie Fowler is coming the head coach.
I would love to work. I said, but if they call me, I will surely, be interested. But let's see if they
नहीं, हम तो ये कह रहे हैं, if they call you,
yes,
then you call us. Sir.
Sid, can you check your WhatsApp, please?
But the thing is,
Sid, check your WhatsApp.
Yeah. I'm running an academy. It's just that, I'm working for 2 years, and I've always maintained that I really want to start on my own. Just because of this pandemic, last 5 months, we couldn't work at all. But 2 years working as an assistant in Pune was a good thing. But I always started on my own. But I don't know, due to this pandemic, the things have changed a bit. So, and then I have to think about my fellow coaches in academy. We have 10 coaches, and so this is a decision that's not going to be easy, So you never.
We wish you all the very best, and
All the
hopefully
best.
you
Bye.
get the time to take the best decision. And thank you once again for your time.
Thanks,
you once
guys.
again.
Thank you, guys. Thanks.
Right.
Mangi, good luck. Good
Thank
luck,
you.
and Siddhan,
All
Arjun,
the best
and
to you also,
Ishfaq.
bye.
Ishfaq, yeah, see you
See you.
soon. buddy.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye.
Yeah.
Take care. Bye. All the
Let's
best.
call Mangi after one match, after the next match. Let's see 1 or 2 matches. Let's see the reaction. उसका ये like we take talk महाराज सुंदर शकल में जानवर छुपाए कि नहीं देखना पड़ेगा Mangi का after the second match, after the first or second match. So let's see. Yeah, good luck, do well, brother. Bye.
Okay, जी. So finally, Ishfaq, आप बता दो, because I think we'll end it. We've done 2 hours more. Mangi, I think now you'll get even more tired than spending time on the field, क्योंकि बात करके आदमी थक जाता है. तो कितनी बात करेगा इंसान यार.
भाई Mangi also said आधे घंटे में हो जाएगा ना. I said हाँ आधे घंटे में हो जाएगा. कभी-कभी 1 घंटा होता है, कभी-कभी 2 घंटा होता है. 2 घंटा तो हो ही गया.
चलो मंगी, प्रॉब्लम यही होता है यहाँ पे, बात एक बार स्टार्ट होती है फिर खत्म नहीं होती है भाई.
Yeah, because it starts from somewhere, and then all the stories keep coming in, and now that all you guys are coaches and you're so involved with the game, your own experiences from your playing career also come into it, and how you are now dealing with young players, all of that also comes into it. So invariably it becomes a conversation about everything. It doesn't remain about the necessarily only the subject that we're talking about. So sorry about that, taking that extra hour and a half of your time.
It's good, yeah. मेरे लिए तो चलो, I mean, मैं मुश्किल से 1 बार 2 बार आता हूँ, तो I can.
सर, हम तो आपको खून चका रहे थे. मुश्किल नहीं होगा, फिर आप रेगुलरली आ जाओगे. खून चख लिया आपने एक बार. ओह, ये तो बातें हो रही है यहाँ पे. वाओ. ये तो हो रहा है.
बोलो पंडित, what were you asking?
No, finally, I'm just ending it because I'm guessing everyone has to head. We've done more than 2 hours now. Ishfaq, final words of advice to a coach who's entering into a tournament where you're fighting for promotion, and you know the teams that are there. I know Renedy said, and I kind of agree with him, you can't really put it on a favorite. You have 2 teams from Calcutta, and out of the total, 1 is going through. So how do you see this playing out?
First of all, I don't agree that there will be any advantage you being in Calcutta, because there won't be any crowd. Mohanbagan, East Bengal, Mohammedan, they are always, when it's very difficult to play them when fans are there, because they are so loud and they make you nervous. Like even before game, you go out, they will start talking to you, all those things. I think it's going to be a different experience, because since no one will be inside the ground, I don't know whether that will work for Calcutta teams. I feel it might not work for Calcutta teams, because they are playing at home, but the crowd is not there. And I think, I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know how fit teams are. But knowing Richard, he was my instructor also during A license. Knowing him very well, I think they must have paid a lot of attention on fitness. I think fitness will play a very, very big or a vital role in this tournament. And it will come to that. Trust me, it will come to fitness. How fast your team recovered. Maybe the age factor will come into play. Like if you have younger players, they tend to recover faster. And when such kind of, I think these guys, Mangi have a first match. Their team has a first match. It can be blessing actually. If they manage to get a really good result out of it, the confidence will obviously come, and it will send a message to other teams. They need business. I think their first match is a very crucial match. So is for others also. I'm not talking about Bangalore United.
Yeah.
But yes, there are.
Yeah, because whoever opens the account first, everyone else is then chasing.
Exactly. So I think on paper, Mohammedan also looks very strong team. I have not seen Bhawanipur team yet, but traditionally Bhawanipur in Kolkata League has been always a difficult team to play against. Now Renedy was talking about Ara, they have made also. I think it's going to be, Pandit, थोड़ा सा होता है ना, कभी एज किसी को मिला, एक गोल मार दिया,
ले गया
and
वो, ले
other
गया।
team ले गया वो. I think it's gonna be like that. If whoever, okay, I'll give you my prediction. जिसका भी डिफेंस
सर
अच्छा
ये हुई
होगा,
ना बात।
जिसका भी डिफेंस हो अच्छा होगा, पहले वो जीतेगा. और मुझे लगता है between it might be between Mohammedan and Bangalore United.
मजा आ गया, मजा आ गया। Mangi, before we end the show, because believe you me, on your chat, on the chat, YouTube chat, there are a lot of kids writing Bangalore United, and they're talking about the team. So what would you like to say to them? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of these kids will be watching, or at least tracking what is happening in the second division Ileague. What would you like to say to them? What can we expect from your team come the start of this?
And bhai, just if I can add, if there are a couple of young players who you can mention who we should watch out for, or who the other fans should watch out for, please do call them out by name so that we can keep an eye out for these boys.
Well,
Sir, दूसरे coach will also keep an eye out, na, then for them.
Coach भाई वो तो पता चल ही जाएगा ना coach को. 8 तारीख को तो दिख ही जाएगा सब.
I think it's really nice whoever just sort of, I mean, following us, the team, and saying really nice things about us. But honestly, bhai, I mean, it's I will go with what Renedy said. Also, Renedy said that if it's tournament, back to back, 2 days recovery, and again back to what Ishfaq said also, that recovery is ka bhi kaam, fitness is whatever. That I think all will play a lot of factors to win this cup. And but back to, like I said again, maybe not the ideal preparation. Nahi hua ho, but I think we are happy to be here. Looking forward to the first game. Like I said, we are not really thinking about the second, third game. नहीं जा रहा हूँ, but first game, because that is, because उसके बाद कितना बचेगा टीम में, कितना yellow card, कितना क्या हो, कुछ पता नहीं. Because in 2 days time there will be again another match. So first game में focus कर रहा हूँ. And I think one thing we can assure you is that I will be competitive. That much I can vow for the team, that winning का बाद में देखेंगे, पता नहीं. That is something like I said. अच्छा prepare करो, solid team में होने से भी there's no guarantee you will win the match. That is, we will be competitive, and I just want the boys to enjoy the game, the whole platform. It is what it is. So competitive होगा, and I mean, so.
Mangi, you brought up yellow card. I think that's a very good point. क्या है ऐसे टूर्नामेंट में, क्या है रूल कि 2 बैक टू बैक थर्ड आउट, या 2 कभी भी मिले थर्ड आउट? Is there a rule कि 2 yellow and out? For third game.
2 back to back मतलब 2 back to back.
2 कभी भी मिलेगा शायद. कभी भी. 2 back to back.
कभी भी.
हाँ कभी भी.
One gets carried on to next.
Yeah. So cards का वो रहेगा, then उसके बाद recovery will play a big factor. I think even we have discussed about it among the staff also, because earlier we got to hear that बीच में एक ही दिन रेस होगा. That was like, how come we are going to manage? It will be like Durant Cup. एक मैच के रेस करो, खेलो, रेस करो, so but चलो यहाँ 2 दिन तो मिल रहा है. So even which is not enough, but still चलो एक दिन से तो 2 दिन ही better है. So just hoping that that will play a big role. But let's see. I mean, other team, like I said again, knowing the even we all know it's a coach's fraternity. We तो दूसरा team का जितने भी coaches है, we know each other. We are on the different group chat, maybe सब भी है. And
आप चाहते हो काला जादू करा देते हैं हम क्या है, हम करवा दें वहाँ पे टू वाली चीजें करेंगे.
वो नहीं. हाँ भाई.
Mangi, beetroot juice, one of the best recovery drink.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
So what, just plain concentrated beetroot juice?
Yeah, it's थोड़ा मतलब अच्छा नहीं लगता है पीने में, but players, when we had a former Manchester City sports scientist, and during 2016 ISL, this was our go-to drink. Like every time after training, we will have other recovery products, but in hotel breakfast and all that, he will make sure that everybody is having beetroot. Even in training, sometimes they will give first beetroot juice and then the protein shake.
भाई ये प्राइवेट मैसेज करना चाहिए था ना भाई, तो आप पब्लिक
सबको बता दिया. मैं कहने वाला था भाई, आपके
गलती हो गया भाई. गलती हो गया.
मैं जब से यहाँ पे आया हूँ, आई मीन पूना, स्टेइंग विद माय पेरेंट्स, तो जब से मैं आया हूँ मेरी माँ मुझे बीटरूट जूस पिला रही है भाई रोज. हाँ तो मैनचेस्टर सिटी विटी छोड़ो, यहाँ पे सबको पता है.
No, I was just telling, but it's a really good thing, like.
Yeah.
I think if you don't have recovery drinks available, usually now you have recovery drinks, recovery gels available, and I'm sure Richard knows everything about all those things. So you have one of the best person there. But this is like a very common, and I didn't know it before 2016. We came to know, and then he explained us. And by the way, भाई हमने नहीं पिया है. Balotelli जैसा प्लेयर पी रहा था उस टाइम पे मैनचेस्टर जब वो था वहां पे.
ठीक है सर. Sir, this was a lovely conversation. Annie, please stick around because थोड़े comments we need to read them out. गालियां पढ़ रहे हैं. But Mangi and Ishfaq will let you go. Mangi, once again, all the very best, brother, for the second division. Hopefully, when we talk next, I don't think we'll talk during tournament. I don't know if you want to do it. If you do, let us know. But hopefully, if we talk after tournament, you'll be a Ileague team. And और मजे आएंगे फिर तो.
यहाँ पे मेरा अपना पंडित भाई है जो पूरा टीम को के पीछे एकदम सपोर्ट में.
सर हम तो लगे में. तो एक ही चीज है बेचने वाली, बेचे जा रहे हैं उसको भैंस भैंस के.
Yeah, bhai, honestly, thank you so much for having me or having us here, and good to always, I mean, more than anything, like, good to see you, bhai, Sid, so
yeah, always
hotel hai bas Sid, मेरा पास अभी.
So hopefully there'll be a reason to celebrate soon then, brother.
So hopefully, yeah, let's see, bhai. I mean, let the best.
Yeah.
Mangi, give my regards to Richard also, please, and all the best to both of you.
I told him today, so hopefully we can, we all can come together. Maybe not maybe after tournament, bhai. Sab kuch aise jaane de, khatam karne de.
Yeah. So all the best to you guys, and give my wishes to your teammates. So sorry, your players also. Especially Asrar.
5 किलो चुकंदर भिजवाना तेरे घर पे. स्टैमिना चाहिए होती है सर शो करने के लिए.
See you guys. Bye bye. Love
See you
you.
guys. See you guys.
Bye,
Lovely
Mangi,
having
all
you
the
guys.
best,
Thank
man.
you so much.
And,
all the best, Mangi.
And stay safe, guys. All of you. You're also getting into a bubble, Ishfaq. Hopefully your reports are all clear, man, and you get a chance to also travel and meet up with your team, and we'll catch up with you guys soon.
Yeah, sure.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care, bye.
Thank you, guys. Take
See you guys. Bye. Okay, so right, so I guess Mangi and Ishfaq are gone. Hanji bhai Chukundar Vasiyon. The reason I've kept Siddhant on is because आप लोग ने काफी कह रहे थे कि comments नहीं ले रहे हैं काफी time से, and I'll give you that कि हम नहीं ले रहे हैं comments काफी time से.
Sir,
तो
यहाँ
अब
पे आप
जो सिलसिला है वो comments का सिलसिला है.
देख रहे हैं पैनल कैसा बना रखा है, comment लेने की बात कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे.
भाई नहीं भाई no भाई 1 second, ये भी पैनल के हिस्से हैं सर.
नहीं बिल्कुल सही बात है.
पैनल मेंबर्स.
सही बात है.
हाँ तो मैं नाम लेता हूँ. नाम ले लूँ पहले. नाम ले लेता हूँ. John Justin is saying they should have got transfer fees. I think you were talking about when Mangi was moving from Mohan Bagan. Aditya Vijay Kumar.
No, they're talking about. I think they're talking about Jhingan, what he did with Kerala Blasters, because Ishfaq was on the show, and
they were asking.
The whole conversation was about, I think, him wanting to leave to go to a foreign club, but instead he signed for Mohan Bagan in kind of sort of a roundabout way, or backhanded way.
ठीक है. Pratik Ramola is there. Thank you, brother. Bishal Raj is saying One Sports will telecast. Aditya Vijay Kumar, a regular watcher of our show. Abdul Kader is saying One Sports will broadcast. Production के लिए खुद के लिए bid बुलाया है. Okay. Mohammed Jasil, brother, just me. Renedy sir, you joining East Bengal. Pavneet Penny, another follower for a long time, someone who's regular on the show. Then hello people, bro, ISL foreigners के आगे प्री सीजन के लिए कब आएंगे प्री सीजन के लिए भाई ये तो अपने को नहीं पता. T Hari Subramaniam is saying yeah. Amar Patel, Presley Fernandez is saying this is why we love the show. Prashant Koshi is saying when is Ishfaq going to Goa? I think he's going soon as his results are out. Nadeem Suhaib is saying Bhawanipur has Philip Aja and Kroma, 2 top class players who of course played a lot at the highest level in the country. Rapid Sport Fitness is there. Then Sudeep Khare is there. Zayan is there. T Hari Subramanian is there. Then let's see. I mean, that's a number of you, the same guys who are commenting, so I won't repeat your name twice. Sudeep Jr. is saying 0 game time. I think this was when you're talking about the under 17 boys who hardly getting any game time. Then there is, I think it's the same guys. Nice conversation going on between you guys. Jason Fernandez is saying, good point, Siddhant. We tend to focus on winning. Some make the cut, some don't. Various influences, money, grit, determination, dedication factor into a future star or an almost star. Jason, I think Siddhant is going to send you a telegram with his picture in it, and a nice picture. Deepak Nag is there. Then Shubham Dhanvat is also commenting. He's saying, Renedy bhai, congratulations on East Bengal. Bhai, abhi hua nahi hai. Abhi to baatcheet hi chal rahi hai, jo bhi ho rahi hai. Chinmay Shekhar Datta, another one who watches the show regularly, is there. Who else? Have I missed out anyone's name? Let me see. John Justin. I think I've taken all these names. Arpan Maulik. Renedy bhai saying to Ishfaq bhai, see you soon. I think what he's trying to say is कि Renedy bhai bhi aa rahe hain ISL mein. Ashu 26. Then Akshat Patel is spamming. A lot of these guys are sending hearts. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate it.
I think one of the cool things is that
Abhijit Samson. I think I've taken all the names.
So many people in the chat have their own favorite teams, maybe based on where they come from or whatever it is. But it's nice to see that, like, we've seen a lot of people shouting out to Ara, a lot of people for Bangalore United, a lot of people. No one surprisingly talking about Mohammedan Sporting. Funnily enough.
Can I be honest?
Even though they are, in my opinion, they are the out and out favorites.
क्यों? Sir, एक minute. Sir, इतिहास गवाह है. आप लीग की टीम नहीं बना रहे हो. आप टूर्नामेंट की टीम बना रहे हो. You've assembled a team before the tournament of some of the biggest names who have not got playing time prior to this.
No. But they have been together now in Kalyani for
how long?
A few weeks, man. As much or more than any other team in this tournament.
Compare it to a Bangalore United who've played Karnataka League, who've been there before pandemic together.
That's not the team that is coming here. Na? Even 50% of that team is also new. It's not the same team at all.
मेरे को नहीं लगता भाई.
Whether it's RIFC or Garhwal ka, I am not sure actually. Garhwal is something worth checking out. We are both Delhi people.
Jaideep would know that.
Unfortunate that we don't have any information about the one Delhi team that's in the squad. We should have done our homework a little better. Apologies to Garhwal for that. But everyone is assembling the team last minute, bro. Because the other thing is that now it's become a 4-match tournament. Okay?
Yeah.
So it is much easier and much more possible. Coach या owner या जो भी पैसे दे रहा है actually to these players, उनकी अगर तरफ से अगर हम सोचें, they have suddenly been able to sign players of a probably much higher standard, right? Because they are only required to come for 3 weeks, and it doesn't overlap with the Ileague or the ISL. So the same players, if they do well, then have the opportunity to go back to some of those teams as well. So players also probably have come in from that perspective that हम यहाँ आएंगे, अगर अच्छा करेंगे तो क्या पता कहीं और sign हो जाए.
But this is not a tournament for a big game player to come and influence this. I don't think this is that kind of a tournament.
It's exactly that sort of tournament, bro. Because people with experience who are used to playing crucial matches that have a lot dependent on it, those are the kind of guys who will. I don't know.
I feel the collective will be a lot more important than individual guys making good important decisions at the time, and more so about Mohammedan and all. भाई आपने यार टीम एकदम से मतलब 3 हफ्ते पहले खड़ा कर दी. आप बड़े अच्छे कोच को ले आए हो. You've done everything right on paper, but whatever you do, everything right on paper, put it to field is a completely different thing. And remember one thing: the bigger the players, and the less involved they are, in the sense the less invested they are. See, you only signed 3 weeks back, irrespective. So financially, you signed there, and you said, "I'm going to get playing time. Hopefully, in Calcutta, someone sees me and picks me up." So you're not as invested to the cause. So the less invested you are and the bigger the player you are, as soon as something goes wrong, you have a bigger chance of getting derailed. As opposed to these young kids who are there, something goes wrong, you can whip them into action. Maybe whip is not the right way to say it, but whatever, you can get them into the zone and say, get your act together.
I would say it works both ways, bro. Like the big player who's trying to use this as a practice thing, maybe not. But someone who's trying to, like a guy like Subhash, for example, who's looking at it from the perspective of getting some game time, scoring some goals, and then maybe looking to make it back to a top tier I-League team, or even better if possible. they have a lot more at stake, I think. Of course, the young players will go out and give it their all, no doubt. There's no doubt
they have
about
an individual stake. They have an individual stake. No, that's my point.
Yeah, absolutely. And that individual, I mean, so a coach, like if I were Yan Law, I would have built in a performance-based or result-based incentives for all these big players, because for a club as big as Mohammedan, with the kind of 130-year history that they have, being a legacy club, and today with East Bengal and Mohan Bagan, today the big news of the day was that it's kind of official. I mean, it was official.
It is official.
It was official the day we announced it. I don't know why people are saying it's official today, but that was the big news of the day. But Mohammedan, which makes Mohammedan the biggest club that exists in the I-League structure, right? So for them, there's no prize for second place, and they've been second place for quite a few times. So I would have said to some of these big players like Subhash and all, that, you know, unless we win, you all don't get paid at all, and done it like that.
सर उल्टा भी जा सकता है ना, वो उल्टा भी जा सकता है.
हाँ, बिल्कुल जा सकता है. हाँ,
वही तो मैं कह रहा हूँ, वो लड़ाई कर सकते हैं.
भाई अगर कोई guaranteed formula होता तो फिर हम देखते ही नहीं football.
नहीं, guaranteed.
Obviously, there's both sides to it. Yeah.
I'm putting my punt on this.
Yeah. So just I was going to get to that. Just for the sake of excitement and interest, let's put a punt on it. And although I gotta say, because of Mangi and Richard and all of that, it would be like absolutely super to see Bangalore United in the I-League next season. But
friendship के नाते मत करो.
हाँ, but since you have gone for Bangalore United, I'll go for Mohammedan Sporting. And
I haven't chosen Bangalore United.
Okay.
I'm not choosing. I think it'll be Ara यार. मेरे को तो ये लग रहा है.
नहीं भाई, जो आप अभी बोल रहे हो, वो you have to go stick with that.
बोल देंगे. हाँ, मुझे आरा लग रहा है. I don't know why. आरा है आई लीग में.
Okay.
तो आप मोहम्मदन बोल रहे हैं.
हाँ.
आप मोहम्मदन बोल रहे हैं. ठीक है. तो comment sections में.
And inshallah we'll both be proven wrong by someone.
Let's hope that happens also. ठीक है. Just before we go, bhai, so what is this whole system of like, share, subscribe? How does that add to a video or whatever we've been doing before this? How does that change anything?
System matlab, I mean, the more people that like our video, the more it shows up. The YouTube algorithm works to promote that video better. So in your random searches, etc., I'm assuming like a lot of people that watch our show generally also consume all kinds of football content on YouTube, right? So the more of them that like our show, the more chances are that randomly in your feed, even other people, 420 grams will start showing up in their feeds, etc.
भाई one guy सुदीप जूनियर पकड़ लिया तूने भाई, पर मेरे को एक्चुअली दिल में लग रहा था because I know because चैट पे लोग going आरा, तो उसने कहा चैट देख के पंडित भी आरा बोल रहा है. ठीक है. तो
it's the same guy, by the way. There's Akshat Patel is the one who's going for Ara. So basically अक्षत भाई हम आपको पकड़ेंगे टूर्नामेंट के बाद पकड़ेंगे
जनाब. आप लोगों सबसे एक रिक्वेस्ट है कि लाइक करिए, शेयर करिए और सब्सक्राइब कीजिए. सब्सक्राइब तो आप जानते हैं
सब्सक्राइब because then I mean again, like YouTube decides when it wants to send out notifications for our show and when it doesn't, but at least the chances are that if the chances are higher, if you don't subscribe you'll never get a notification. So that's the bare minimum.
शेयर करिए. मेरे हिसाब से सबसे जरूरी तो शेयर है कि ये वीडियो, क्योंकि मैं मानता हूँ नहीं कि आप एक लौते बंदे हो जिस दुनिया में जो इंडियन फुटबॉल देखता है आपकी सर्कल में, एंड मैं ये भी नहीं मानता कि आपका पूरा सर्कल बैठ के शो देख रहा है. कोई ना कोई तो नहीं होगा जो नहीं देख रहा होगा. व्हाट्सएप चैट्स होंगे दोस्तों के साथ, तो प्लीज इस शो को आगे भेजिए, बिकॉज द पॉइंट इज वी आर ट्राइंग टू ग्रो आवर फैमिली, because if we grow our family then we can become a lot more professional, and we can also then in turns be a lot more regular than one show every Sunday. We can start bringing to you a lot more other things, and then we can even think of doing something where it's a channel just football specific stuff. So it doesn't just be a chat. It isn't just a long podcast. There can be so many other things. But for that, we need to increase the number of people that are regularly watching our shows. And for that to happen, you need to go and influence other people to come and watch our shows, hear what we're doing, and then of course let it grow organically. ठीक है भाई, मैंने निकाल दिया कटोरा उनके सामने.
Absolutely.
अब उनके ऊपर अगर उनको 5 रुपए देने कि नहीं.
नहीं, अभी तो फिलहाल तो हम 5 रुपए भी नहीं मांग रहे हैं. फिलहाल तो सिर्फ हम लोगों का समय मांग रहे हैं. प्यार मांग रहे हैं कि आप मतलब अगर आपको लगता है कि आप 2 घंटे संडे या 2.5 घंटे होने वाले हैं अभी संडे को बिता सकते हैं हमारे साथ, तो मतलब शायद आपके 2-4 और दोस्त हों जो भी करना चाहें. और एंड इफ यू आर हियर देन इट डजंट हर्ट टू हिट द लाइक बटन एंड हिट द सब्सक्राइब बटन. इट डजंट कॉस्ट anything.
I just realized, bhai, so okay, this is a nice thing. We can do this. If it is being shown and we can watch the games, then after every game, let's do an analysis. Not stick to a Sunday.
Absolutely.
And call it the second division series.
Of course, absolutely, yeah. And also
after every game.
Also to put it out there that what we have been talking about, that we it's not that our preview will be limited to just Mangi because he's an old friend and because he's with Bangalore United, but we will also hopefully catch up. There are a few days, right? It's only the 27th of September today.
8th is
when the
match.
tournament begins. So between now and then we will get Yan Law and hopefully Garhwal FC and some of the other teams as well to have a chat with them. Whether it goes for 2.5 hours or not, it will be a different story. But at least this is not the idea is not to be a biased show here. It was just to set the framework, set the conversation. And also because, I mean, it is the first competitive sport that is happening in the country.
Football.
Any sport.
In the country, yeah.
Yeah. So since the lockdown, so I think the wider sporting fraternity would be keen to see what's happening, how it's happening, and be engaged in some of these conversations as well.
But bhai, ये आप कर दो अब confirm कि after every game or every match day. So I'm saying if the 8th has 2 games, then the 9th will do both the two reviews.
To be honest, I don't know how it's going to go, but once it's a little bit clearer, like I was saying, I think someone in the comments also confirmed that. I wasn't just talking off my head. That it was only 2 days ago that the request for proposals to broadcast or produce this broadcast was put out, as usual. But I don't know how that will go, but if there is a broadcast, because even whoever does the commentary, does the commentary will also be doing it off the tube. So maybe we can give. We tried doing that commentary once, and I think a bunch of you guys joined in to listen to us when India were playing. So maybe we can try and do some live commentary.
You can manage that, but वो फिर match कैसे देखेंगे फिर वो? Match mute पे और हमारी बकवास हो.
हाँ, because जो भी उनके commentators होंगे match के, I doubt they'll be of the quality of Arjun Pandit. So I don't see. You know.
Can I give a suggestion? क्योंकि आपने अपने दोस्त लोग ही देख रहे हैं. What I would suggest is, why not do this? That whenever the match gets over, whatever time, we go live within the next 5 minutes.
Fair enough. We could do that as well. Because also
and it can only be you and me. It's okay.
There are 2 matches on each match day, so we'll have more than enough to talk about.
After the second match, whenever it gets over.
Yeah.
We're live. Don't let the kids see. Yeah. Okay. चलो, okay, हो गया भाई. मिल गया, call आ गया.
ठीक है. Okay. So we'll let you go. And meantime, if you guys have any suggestions about what we should do, we were also discussing a different time. So just putting it out there, if you have any comments, if 5 p.m. on Sunday works better for you guys as viewers, then 2 p.m. Let us know. Write to us on Instagram. Follow Newslick Sports on Instagram, and of course Arjun Pandit. Thank you very much for your time.
Okay, bye.
Much love to your family. See you soon.
Much love to all of you and to all your families. See you soon. Bye-bye.